What's up, everybody? Welcome to part 6, day 6 of this tournament. It is the round of 32, part 2, and yeah, we are here. We have 8 games to play. They're listed above. Again, it goes from, I picked the wrong hand. I was looking right at the camera, and I was like, this is the one. Pick this one. It goes from the top left up here and pulls down. Then it resets in top left down there. So, damn it, game, or me, whatever. Mississippi State. So it'll start with Kansas, Mississippi State, and it ends with Arizona State, Ohio State. So, welcome on in. Hopefully you're excited about this. The Alabama game is very important. The Florida game is very important. And while I'm thinking about it, I do need to get you caught up on the standings. Refresh that real quick. I don't know why I did that necessarily, because, you know, it was fine. So, I have zero confidence in this is in first with 29. They have a score potential of 93. The Beebs is in second with 22. They have a score potential of 96. I hope I win. I've never done this before. Is in third with 20 with only a score potential of 32. I am in fourth with a score of 20 and a score potential of 96. And then Just Guesses is in fifth with a score of 17 and a score potential of 25. So, Florida is important. Alabama is important. Georgia and Oregon? Oregon. God dang it. Oregon lost. Oregon, and then, who was it? Georgia? They had to come in the top half. I don't remember them playing yesterday, so I'd assume that they lost. Yeah, they lost to Syracuse. Oregon. Oh, Gonzaga. Okay. So, oh boy. This just looking at like the Final Fours that people have and the champions that are picked, this tournament, as far as the bracket is concerned, might be over a lot sooner than I was hoping it would be, which is unfortunate. So, Florida, Alabama, those are the 2 important games we'll keep a lookout for today. But as it stands now, we have Mississippi State and Kentucky. We'll push on through here. We have All-American, 10-minute halves. And we are going to Starkville, Mississippi for game number 1. Pretty ugly game. If I was looking through them last night when I was like, okay, well, I'll tease you with the games tomorrow and I'll get you excited, and then this was the first game and I went, that's really ugly, and it didn't load my settings correctly. So hang on one second. I had to do this last time too. No, that's fine. I also did not fix, hang on, I gotta bring up a notepad. I gotta do OBS as well. NC 806 is negative 20, where is it? 22.6. Not that much of a difference from where I had it. It's literally 3 decibels louder, but I do want it to be consistent. That's why I have a literal notepad on my computer that has a bunch of different games and the sound volumes I have for those games. Kentucky wins the opening tip. They're facing Mississippi State. This is an SEC matchup. As I fight a cough. Don't worry, I have a smart water. I got a water. And I bought a 6-pack today. As a responsible and respectful human being, I only bought 1 6-pack of water. Just want to point that out. Because, fuck, going to the store today was A, a terrible idea, and B, a terrible experience. Because all the bread was gone. All the fucking Jif peanut butter was gone. Okay? Ruining my goddamn life. They didn't have any of the good sausage, egg, cheese muffins that I wanted. I hope this game is not a top 10 game. because that's not a great way to start. We do have a 2-2 game, though. Mississippi State responds, and they'll tie it up. So it won't be a wire-to-wire win for Kentucky. Nice dunk inside. That was really, really well done. They had 2 players. Mississippi State had 2 players there. Just nothing going there. Kentucky here working with a full court press, which means that there might be a lot of turnovers. Mississippi State's gotten up the floor okay both trips, so there's that. Just that bounced out on both sides, and even with 2 Kentucky players there, Mississippi State still able to get a rebound and tie the game up. Mississippi State just working with a half-court defense. Nice block by Mississippi State. That'll go out of bounds. It will stay Kentucky ball, but that was a great block inside. Both teams happy to work inside and get some layups, some dunks. No real reason to shoot the 3. There's yet another inside too, and we'll get another replay. I think that's the most replays we've had in a game ever. They don't pop up very much. I didn't fix any settings with that. If I did, I would have probably turned them down just to keep the flow of the game going. But I didn't mess with that. Guess I just thought that was a nice enough play. Mississippi State working around the outside. They'll throw it inside. Through 3 defenders, a little mid-range jumper. That's probably the furthest back anyone has shot the ball in this game. And that still wasn't particularly far. Just a little mid-range too. Got up over that right shoulder. Floated it in for 2. So 8-6. Kentucky almost created a turnover. That guy missed it. He had a shot at it, dove, and just was gone. They have to get it up the floor. That was right at the 10-second mark, by the way. I don't know if it resets if they lose control of the ball, but it's a 10-second thing, and when the ball crossed half court, the camera pans up just enough to show the shot clock that's in the upper part of the frame, and it was at 25. So if they had taken any longer, they probably would have turned the ball over. Looks like one of the rare misses here. Mississippi State can get a lead, as Kentucky can't get a basket to drop. I mean, any miss we've seen has been offensive rebound, and now another miss, this time from Mississippi State. Nice shot by Kentucky, regaining their 2-point lead. So even when they miss a shot on the offensive end, they're able to get a defensive stop. Interesting, not really any turnovers for Mississippi State going up the court against that half-court defense, full-court defense. Which is probably good. Frankly, yesterday's games were a little, as I say, no turnovers. They throw a turnover, but not in the spot you would think they would throw or get a turnover, or create a turnover, or give the ball away. I can come up with a bunch of other ones if you'd like. Yesterday's games, frankly, some of them were really not great. We had some of the largest deficits we've had. The round of 32 the round of 64 was actually really good about keeping it close, particularly day 3, which I will probably go back to forever. As far as, like, if you want to know why this is fun and ridiculous, that's the video to watch. Like, the first couple games aren't super great, but games 3 through 7 are incredible. And that's why I love doing this tournament. Unfortunately, yesterday was why it can be a little difficult to get through 8 games in a day. It's just when it's bad, it's really bad. And I didn't come up with any sort of, like, clever, or, like, clever's giving myself a little too much credit, but I didn't come up with any sort of gimmick to have fun with it while it was a blowout. A little mid-range 2 from Mississippi State. They still are behind by 2. They've been able to tie the game, but they haven't been able to get over that hump and take the lead. Kentucky extends their lead to 4, largest lead of the game. And what's been a pretty successful offensive game so far. Kentucky is led and then been tied and then led and tied. Mississippi State gets it up. We can't get it out. Another shot. And they finally get fouled. They're down 4. They get it up and good. So both free throws got missed, but they still got 2 points out of it. The weirdest way to get 2 points out of it, but, you know, whatever works, you know. As long as you're scoring points, hard to argue how you're doing it. But that's something, going back to what I was talking about before, that's something I'll definitely keep in mind when I do September, is like making sure that I have something if the games get to be blowouts. Because it was, after the first round, I was like, oh, they're like few and far between and haven't really seen very many of them. That's a 3 from Kentucky, which is shocking, frankly. Offensive foul, Kentucky ball. But I'll go get some like goofy magazine or something to have fun with, so that when the games are blowouts, because the thing is, like, 1, Twitch is the Wild West. 2, like, even if you're reading something that's like copywritten, it's going to be buried in a video that someone's really going to have to look for. And it's not like I re-upload them separately. I'm not like, oh, here's the blowouts, enjoy these. Like, no, I picked the best games that I can find to show you. Mississippi State, by the way, took the lead. Took the best game that best games I can find to show you, to get you excited for the next tournament. Not like, here's this one where it's a 40-point blowout, but it's like pretty fun to hear these trivia questions or this stupid Star Trek article or something like that. They're a steal by Mississippi State. They have a guy coming up on that left side and said he'll just take it all the way to the rim himself. Put a little too much on it. Couldn't get it to drop. So Mississippi State leads by 3. 3 minutes remaining. And, of course, I've been gifted a good game with a nice block there. Good game, and I've talked about not the game for most of this first half. So, you're welcome. So 3 minutes remaining. Kentucky can tie here if they want. They have been really not terribly willing to shoot outside. They put a 3 up, but it was missed. Other than that, both teams have been unwilling to shoot the 3, I would say. They really wanted to just work inside. Mississippi State has an odd number scored because they hit a 3-point play, got fouled, and made the free throw. Kentucky, weirdly enough, has abandoned their full court defense because it wasn't really working for them. They were able to slow down. Nice steal there. They were able to slow down Mississippi State, but at the same time, oh my God, a missed dunk. But at the same time, they weren't creating the turnovers that are normally associated with a full court press. So they've abandoned that. I can't believe we've seen a lot of missed dunks in this tournament. Another turnover for Kentucky. See if they can convert it into points this time. They missed last time. Everybody's kind of hanging out near the perimeter. There's one guy near the free throw line. Run a screen. That's a very deep 2. And that'll be a 1-point lead for Kentucky. He's open on the right side, or was open on the right side. Nice break through the defense there. And that took about 9 seconds off the clock. Excuse me. Shot was short. Kentucky with a rebound and a nice jam on the other end. He made that one. So with under 2 to go, Kentucky on a 6-0 run. They've switched back to their full court press. Still hasn't been effective down here. Oh, there it is. Of course, when I said that, it happened. A nice offensive rebound, a nice block, another block. Mississippi State has had 3 or 4 of those. 3 or 4 blocks down low. Just running it all the way down. Off the front iron, no good. I'm really excited about the next game. I like Florida and Wisconsin. I think they have great mascots. Shot is short again, so 2 free throws that are off the front iron and no good. And instead of closing it to a 1-point lead, they're now down 5 after the rebound. Looks like the defender had an opportunity to stop that layup, but just didn't. There's the steals that Kentucky's been looking for on the full court press. There's a 3-point shot that they probably didn't want to take. That was up quickly, though. But I thought he had a good look at it. Everyone is on the right side of the court. Now they spread out, kind of, where they just migrate to the left side of the court. Everybody's on the right side of the court. Run. And they all run to the left side of the court. Everybody's on the left side of the court. Run. And they work their way back to the right. So 22-19. Mississippi State almost poked the ball away. They poked the ball, or steal the ball away, excuse me, that time. Nice defensive recovery by Kentucky. Slows up Mississippi State. Ball gets stripped, but it isn't. It rolls out of bounds. Last touched by the Kentucky Wildcats. So it stays with Mississippi State. Leads to a layup and a foul. So we have another 3-point opportunity. And a chance at a tie game. Oh, we missed it. That's at least 3 free throws that Mississippi State has missed. Guess that's why they call it Mississippi State. Got him. Kentucky will take a 1-point lead into halftime. And what was a very efficient offensive game early, really slowed down there toward the end. I think they both scored on their first 4 possessions. And they both were a little stagnant down the stretch. So kind of a low score, 22-21 at half. Obviously it's 23-22 now. Nice block again, out of bounds, Kentucky ball. We've gotten to see him celebrate a lot. It does seem like I have turned something, or tweaked the settings somehow. Stripped away. Mississippi State out, can run. They had a 2-on-3, which is not beneficial to them. Pass it inside real quick. Shot is up and good, so 25-22. Kentucky makes a 2, and that'll be a 25-24 game. So about a minute left here. That was a nice quick inside pass up and in. Nice steal there at midcourt for Kentucky. That's what they're looking for when they're running that full court press. They have a big guy, big man that just kind of hangs out around center, the midcourt logo, and just kind of watches and sees when they try to pass up the floor. So that's a quick 4 points for Kentucky, regaining the lead, 26-25. Mississippi State. A nice break of the full court press that time. Working it inside, tried to get the jam, changed his mind, and then threw it behind the backboard. So that'll be a turnover. Kentucky, I believe, has only scored 2s. 28-25 lead. Another steal from Kentucky, and that'll give them a 5-point lead. So that's at least a 6-0 run for the Kentucky Wildcats. It was 25-24. Tried to go for the steal, missed. It's going to get clogged up at midcourt again. Quick pass inside. Layup is up and good. It just doesn't seem like teams really are effective at beating the full court press in this game. I've talked about it a couple times because there are several teams that do run it. There's usually a point where it's 1-on-1. Nice layup, rattles around, gets the home roll. Where they're on one side of the court, either the right side or the left side of the court. Either is fine. It's a 1-on-1 matchup, and somebody's just kind of running free up the sideline. There's a 3 from Kentucky. Gives them a 4-point lead, and they don't take it. So here, they'll pass it back. He's wide open. That's where you want to go. Push it up that side of the floor. But he just doesn't. That's a 2 for Mississippi State. Probably should have taken a step back and at least made it a 3 if it was good. I mean, that was on the line. That was as far away from... That was as far away from the basket as you could get for 2 points. Now it's a 6-point Kentucky lead. Work around. So it's a double team trap here. His teammate kind of left him. There it is. A 10-second half court. Should have been counting in my head, but I thought, excuse me, it felt like we were getting close and just being like, there's something. So that's an 8-point Kentucky lead. (37-29). Kentucky has really taken over the last couple minutes of this half. What was a 25-24 Mississippi State lead is now a 37-31 Kentucky lead, now 39-31. So they've outscored them by a 15-6. So a nice run here for the Wildcats of Kentucky. Getting close. That's another 10-second backcourt violation. That time I at least was paying attention. Nice steal, though, off the inbound pass, so not that bad. Obviously, there's no reason, like, you want to be in that situation. Nice block inside. But it kind of worked out. It still was a, missed shot led to a foul. 40-31 is the score here. 5:17 second half. Off the left iron, no good, and that's the 3, the hardest of hard ways. And this game is kind of blown wide open. He did not need to pass that ball back. And instead, that's going to be a 13-point lead. My goodness. The wheels have come off for Mississippi State. So much so that Kentucky's like, no, we don't have to do anything. We can just fall back. Not a big deal. We're on an 11-point game here, so we wind down the second half. 3 from Kentucky is good. They've not shot many of those. I believe they're 2 for 3, 2 for 4, something like that. Neither team has really wanted to shoot the ball deep. They both want to hang out inside in the paint, kind of like that. Out of bounds, Mississippi State ball. They're very lucky that they got that block. That was about to be an out of bounds and turned over to Kentucky. But because he got the block, look at that. Look how far behind he is there. That's a great angle on it. And that's the best replay we've had yet. Where if the defender just doesn't go, right, like he just pulls his hands back, the Mississippi State player is just going to throw it off the backboard and call it good. Not that anything really worthwhile happened anyway. So there they go. Now down 12. The deep 3 for Kentucky is good. So it's 50-35 now. 15-point game. Mississippi State has a lot of work to do in the next minute and a half. I say you get this down to 7 in the next 90 seconds. You need to tighten up your defense. You're going to probably have to take a 3 or 2. Turning it over is not a great option. Running it 3-on-1 is not going to help. Or I guess if I'm speaking from Mississippi State's perspective, running a 1-on-3 on the defensive side is really bad. Mississippi State, I believe, has scored 12 points in this half. Kentucky has 27. And it's led to what you see now. There's a couple for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Defensive foul. So a 13-point game here. Offensive rebound for Kentucky. Stripped away. They touched it weirdly. The baseline bandit gets another one. They've moved away from their defense. Fade away two, no good. Mississippi State's just gone cold from the field in every conceivable way. They turned the ball over a bunch in the second half. It led to a score that it really was like a wildly different game in the second half than it was in the first. And that's what's interesting about it, is like, it's easy to look at it and be like, well, the game was a lot more competitive than the score looks, but it's also like the second half was just a shit show for the Bulldogs. And it was masterfully done or played by the Kentucky Wildcats, who are well on their way to punching their ticket to the Sweet 16. It's a 3 from Mississippi State, rather. Pardon me. Looked like he was 2, but the feet hitboxes are just the regular player hitboxes. So a 10-point game. You might have a chance here. I'd imagine that they'll start to there you go. Start to foul. Oh, I got stolen away. That's exactly what they need. They got to work with some kind of pace here. They have to shoot a 3. They need to go. We've seen that be an effective way to get an extra possession. You got to kick it out for a 3. I don't know why you're taking this long. You were wasting so much time, Mississippi State. You have to go. You're down 10. A 2, okay. A 2 brings them close. Brings them to 8. That took entirely too long. For 2 points? God. I have to get used to that the inbound pass isn't and they're just giving up? That's it? Are you serious? Okay, well, Mississippi State fucked themselves real hard today. Probably not good to show on Twitch, but you don't ever want to watch someone fuck themselves. Mississippi State, they gave up because they ran too much time off the clock. It seems like the script is written where the game script in the game, not this is happening for real. If the team is down by a certain number of points with like 25 seconds, they just give up. But they created that situation because they took forever to score points. Weird. So we have a 52-44 Kentucky win. They dominated the second half, and they are our first ticket punched today to the Sweet 16. Next up, we have Florida and Wisconsin. Important game. So we'll go game modes. We'll do a Mascot game, because that's what they all are. And Florida is visiting the state of Wisconsin. So, there we go. Florida and Wisconsin. Probably the thumbnail game for this. Maybe it might be Alabama and East Tennessee State, which is coming up next. But Florida and Wisconsin. Going to Madison, I believe. Badgers and Gators. As we learned, the Gators ain't never been about playing no shit. So we'll get this one rolling. Tipped and Bucky Badger. I don't know if it's Bucky Badger. It might be. There's a 3 for Wisconsin. Ooh, almost got the friendly home roll. Instead, they get the friendly home rebound. But they throw it up off the back of the backboard, and it is a turnover. So not a great offensive possession for Wisconsin to start the game. However, Florida with a great offensive possession to start their game, as it is now 2-0 University of Florida. Nice jam inside by the Wisconsin Badgers. This is a great looking game. Nope, he's freaking out. Help him. Somebody help him. And gets a little locked up sometimes. Ball is stripped away. Out of bounds. Last touch by Wisconsin. So we have a WF. Florida rocking the F sweater. Wisconsin with a nice W on theirs. It's interesting because it's not their logo W, it's just a W. Their logo W has like a curvature like that center court logo. The W on their thing is just a plain ass W. Looking for another 3 maybe. Tried to run the same play on the opposite side, but he got caught up on a defender or his own player or something. That was very weird looking. There's a 3 from Wisconsin. Willing to shoot the 3, unable to make it. So currently Wisconsin trailing by the 3. You live by the 3, you die by the 3, but a steal right there is very helpful. Nice layup is good. Nice easy layup. Florida almost got there to block it, but the person who came up with the loose ball for Wisconsin was just a little too quick. Slide into the lane there. And a nice 2 for Florida. A 3 for Wisconsin. There's their first 3 of the game and their first lead of the game. They're 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. They really like that play. They're running it well. He's getting good looks at 3. He's just not making them. Florida with kind of a messy look there. It's going to be a defensive foul. It's a high hope hook shot. Unfortunately, they missed the first free throw. Oh, they also missed the second, but the tip in almost goes. 3. They had 3, now 4, another block. And that was a ton of opportunities for points there for the Florida Gators. They just couldn't get it there. Wisconsin, on the other hand, tries to get it inside. He gets fouled. We'll go to the line for 2. Rattles it home for the first. 8-6. And because of Wisconsin made both free throws, we get this X number, 6-9. Almost 3 minutes gone here in the first half. Good close game so far. Florida looking for the 3. Ran way past the line. Flips it inside. That's a nice layup there. 9-8. Nothing wrong with trading 2s. You're just working with a 1-point or a 3-point deficit. Oh, nice block by Florida. Picked up by Wisconsin. Another nice block by Florida. Picked up again by Wisconsin. They get a nice open look for like a mid-range jumper. No good though. So Wisconsin with 3 opportunities and some great defense by Florida. Not exactly sure if that was a 3 or a 2. It looked like he would have been inside the 3 or inside the arc. But you know, sometimes it's hard to tell. I was trying to say you never know, but it just came out as you know. So that's good. 9-8, Florida looking to regain the lead. It would only be a 1-point margin. throws it over. Gets it up over that, it's like his right shoulder, left shoulder maybe. And it's 10-9 now. Apologies for bumping the mic. So 1 point game. Almost stepped out of bounds and did step out of bounds. That's a great example of why the feet are like a little weird, because he definitely stepped on that black line, the boundary. Nice inside pass, or a nice inside play there. I just realized I never made a tweet about this. So it's a 3-point Florida lead. (12-9). Quick inside pass. Nice jam home from the Wisconsin Badgers. Giving them, but good God, I hit every wrong button I could. And a 1 point deficit to work with. Wisconsin tried to steal. Couldn't quite get there. Wisconsin with a block inside. We've seen quite a few blocks for both teams in this game. 1 point lead, 15 seconds on the shot clock. The block means that it didn't hit the rim, which means that the shot clock did not reset. Under 10 to go here. 3. Deep 3. No good off the back iron. Tried to tip it in, but still just wouldn't drop. So 12-11. Halfway through this first half. 3 for Wisconsin. Didn't look great from the get-go. Just drifted left on him. Defensive foul. Florida will hold on to the ball. 3 for Florida. That drained it. So 15-11. 4 point lead. This game's been close throughout. I believe 4 points is the largest lead of the game. I can't imagine how it would be much more. Oh, he just ran out of bounds. Just didn't throw the ball. And unfortunately, that means that it will go right back to Wisconsin. So Florida not able to take advantage of another good defensive effort. Wisconsin buries at 2, cuts the lead to 2. Florida working up the court. It'll be a turnover. I didn't hear like a block shot or anything. Oh, I'm sorry. It was just a missed shot. Trying to update the tweet because I forgot to do that. Shot is up and no good and got blocked by the Florida defender. But it was a foul. So Wisconsin with an opportunity to tie. Now their opportunity is just to be down by 1. Missed the front end of those 2 free throws. So it's 15-14 with 3:27 remaining. Florida looked like they were maybe, nice block inside. Looked like they were trying to, another nice block inside. I'm just trying to finish the sentence. Wisconsin's blocking every shot they can. Nice layup is up and in. Pardon me. What I was trying to say is it looked like Florida was trying to run a guy to the 3-point line, but the player just threw the pass too early, so instead he got caught in like a mid-range 2. He still took it, but it did not end well. So Wisconsin, a little 5-0 run here. Erase their 4-point deficit. Now lead by 1. There were 2 defenders there, and he got fouled hard. So that's the 3rd team foul on the Badgers of Wisconsin. The front end of those 2 free throws is no good. So Florida down 1. Now Florida has tied it. 16-16. No teams led by more than 4. I don't know exactly what Wisconsin's largest lead of the game has been, but I can't imagine it was anything more than 4. He's going to step up. That was not a great play at all. He had a wide open 3. Instead, he ran in to 2 defenders, lost the ball, and went off his foot out of bounds. His or the other player that was standing there. And it's a turnover. So Florida working with 20 seconds on the shot clock to get a nice, easy, open look. I imagine that's all you want if you're an offensive player. It's just a clean look at a range you're comfortable with. For some players, it's a three-pointer. For some players, like, might be that kind of distance, just a little inside jumper. But with under 2 to go, we have an 18-all game. That was a nice shot by Florida to take a 2-point lead. Throwing inside, 2 quick passes. Nutso shot, kind of one of those just wily, throw them up and see what happens. This one went down. So you have a opportunity for a 3-point play, but I couldn't even get the sentence out before he missed the free throw. The host cracks his knee, and we are tied at 20. Minute and a half here in the first half. That's a wide open 3 for Florida. You bet they're taking all 3 of those. 23-20. Big 3 from Wisconsin to try and reply. Nothing really doing there. Excuse me. It was a great look at the basket. They tried to get a little tip-in action going there, and just couldn't. Nice home bounce on that right rim drops to give him both free throws. So Florida now only up 1, under a minute to go. Fantastic first half. Florida. I can't. The stripes are just so. It's stripes versus orange, and my eyes don't know what to look at. Stripes, orange, stripes. Neither team decided to wear pants today. Words. Oh. Nice play inside for Wisconsin. They're going to draw the foul. Opportunity to tie. They've been bad from the free throw line. That one is true. The free throws have been such a wild inconsistency. I love it because it's made the ends of games a lot more exciting. And thankfully, it let, oh my God, deep 3 from Florida. No good. Offensive rebound is jammed home to give them a 2-point lead. Granted, it is the reason that Alabama's still in the tournament. So, shot clock is off. Down 2, because Utah State missed 2 free throws with 2 seconds left. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. We'll see if Wisconsin holds for the final shot. Most teams don't worry about it, and then Wisconsin won't. Instead, they'll throw it up. Florida needs to push up the court just a little bit further, because once it hits about 2 seconds, or right at 3 seconds, is when they start to wind up for the shot. So the computer's not terribly great about pacing themselves to be like, oh, we need to get closer to the basket. But as it stands, neither team made a shot within that last 25 seconds. So it was a 27-25 halftime lead for the Florida Gators. They will get first crack at the offensive side here. Nobody's down low. Wisconsin's going to come away with a turnover. There's a nice pass inside and a nice jam home to give them the first points of the second half and tie the game up 27-all. Nice turnover. It's weird that he threw the ball there. There was a 2-on-2 deep 3 for Florida, and they'll take all of those. Sometimes when the offense is running a fast break, they don't pass to the other player, even when it's a 2-on-1 offensive advantage. But that time when it was an even advantage, maybe even a disadvantage because the defense was in good position to try and stop that, that was when they were like, oh, don't worry, I'll dish the rock. And you're like, okay, that's all right. I mean, it worked out, so it's not like a big deal or whatever. It's just, it's interesting because I thought for sure, I didn't even like really mention it or want to mention it and be like, I don't know why I say that. They don't ever pass it. And then the one time I don't mention it, I'm like, they passed it. They fucking passed it. But it is a 31-29 game, so we have a 2-point, 1-possession game. Florida steals it away, 2-on-1 opportunity. Nice pass inside. It's going to lead to a foul and a 3-point opportunity for the Florida Gators. That's where I think that the game could improve if they were to patch this game. 5-point lead, I believe, is the largest lead we've seen. It was 4. The game has not been far apart at all. It has been a very good game so far. Florida meeting him at half court, trying to steal the ball away again. They do successfully. Another 2-on-1 opportunity. This time he takes it all the way himself. Scores it up and in. So it's now a 7-point game. And quickly too. Wisconsin's going to have to do some work here. Neither team has really been... There's a deep 2. Cut it down to 5. And there are audio cues. If you hear the home crowd go, 3! That's how you know it's a 3. That's how you know that was a 2, even though it was right there. Florida. Nice rotation by Wisconsin to try and get in the path. Missed shot from pretty close for the Florida Gators. They'll work the ball up the court a little bit. There's a whole mess. I don't even know how to commentate that. A jam home, I think, happened somewhere in there. There were like 9 people in that same area, or 9 animals in that area. And it's just like, I don't know who has the ball. I don't know what's going on. I don't think he wanted to pass to that player. The other guy had a pretty clean look at a 3. Just went to the wrong player, and that's going to benefit the Wisconsin Badgers, who are going to almost jam it home, but they missed it. Oh, you boneheads. You missed a dunk. Just too hard. He had too much mustard this morning. There's a jam home. 36-35. Wisconsin only down 1. What was a 7-point game is all of a sudden a 1-point game. A little 6-0 run here for the Badgers of Wisconsin. Couple of turnovers have really helped them. Hey, just think, if they had made that dunk, they'd be in the lead by now. But instead, just a 1-point game. Oh, a nice defensive foul there. It was a hard foul. Florida misses the first one. Florida's a great example of where the hitboxes are, because they go right through the face, the mouth, like no matter what. Really funny. Also, you wouldn't be able to shoot. You have to go like way off to the side. Wisconsin, if you were the Wisconsin mascot, you'd have a way better advantage just based on costuming alone, because the Badger face is so small. Just imagine, because like a lot of players, like you go up in front of your face to shoot the ball, right? You'd have to go like way off from the right. You probably wouldn't be able to see very well. That was a very weird shot. Florida not able to put down the extra point there. And instead it leads to a Wisconsin fast break and a layup. Defense got a little wily there. Pulled away. So Florida will get 2 from the line. They can push their lead out to 3. Should they so choose, they can only get it to 2. Going to have a timeout for Wisconsin. Someone's getting pulled. I assume they have 2 or 3 fouls, which is a little bit much. Florida's going to work with a full court press here to try and create a turnover. Oh, they threw it. They threw it right to him. It was getting real close to the 10-second backcourt violation. Wisconsin, another foul. That is 16 fouls. They're piling up here really early in the second half. The closest we've seen to this would be Iowa State. They had just an enormous number of fouls. I've never seen anyone take bonus free throw shots, which is what happens when you get to the 7th team foul. Never seen anyone take bonus free throws in the first half of a game in this until that Iowa State game, because they fouled anyone and everyone they could. They must have had 4 or 5 players in foul trouble. Wisconsin's down 4 here. A couple of turnovers from Florida have given them back their lead. The 3 is no good. The tip in is no good. It's a rebound for Florida. They'll push it up the floor. The defensive change seems to have helped the Gators. Got onto the smaller players and was able to float it up over the top. So Wisconsin did all that work to get back into the game. And take that lead. Or did they take a lead or just cut it down to 1? either way, Wisconsin was down 7, went on a 6-0 run, cut the deficit to at least 1. And then they've kind of fallen apart here. They're giving the ball to the Gators a lot over the last 3 or 4 possessions. They threw it to the wrong player there. It looked like they were running the same play. They ran 2 outside shooter specialists along that baseline and tried to pull them into good looks from beyond the arc. It's out of bounds. It'll be a Wisconsin ball. The player that they threw it to was not only guarded, but was about 3 steps too far behind the 3-point line. The player that he did not throw it to looked like he was open and in the correct spot. So that's what you get for not paying attention. Wiley shot for Wisconsin. They'll get fouled, so they'll go to the line. That is the first foul on Florida this half. First free throw is good. Wisconsin, if they foul anymore, Florida will go to the line, offensively or defensively. So if the Florida player takes a charge, they're going to the line, because they will be in the bonus. Which is bad news for Wisconsin, because if you are down, they threw to the wrong player again. Still a 3 for Florida is good. So up 7. That's bad news for Wisconsin, because if you're down like this, you want the 1-and-1 opportunities. So if they miss the first free throw, you can quickly work your way back. It's only, granted only a 5-point game right now, but you don't want to send them to the line after 10 and be like, well, you get 2 shots automatically. Anytime you can shut them out is good. Wisconsin with some nice defense there. Looking to cut it to a 1-score game. 3 or 2 will do that. Quick inside pass. Nice maneuver. Offensive rebound is up and good. Flipped up home. There's a 2-on-2 opportunity. Wisconsin came up with a loose ball and did make it. So 46-43 with about 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes exactly now. Winners go into the Sweet 16. They get to face whatever team just played, Kentucky. If it's Florida, it'll be an SEC matchup. If it's Wisconsin, it's just a game. Nice steal by Florida there. Got in the passing lane. And Wisconsin just can't get any closer. They've gotten it down to 1 score a couple of times now after being down 6-7 points. And they just can't get there. Can't get all the way there. Tried to shoot a 3, or tried to run a play for 3, but nice defensive coverage by Florida. Doesn't allow that to happen. Instead, they'll work inside, get blocked. Florida works their way down the court, misses the free throw, the layup, and they'll go to the line for 2. Number 3 is injured for the Wisconsin Badgers, so we'll get the pretty humorous shot of him coming off. Yeah, it's only funny because they're mascots. Front end of the free throws is no good. Second part of the free throw is good. So 8 points. Wisconsin looking to do some damage here. 2 minutes remaining. Able to get out of that double team. Trying to get around the bigger player. Gets blocked. Gets jammed home. That was kind of a wonky mess there. 51-45. 6-point game here. 139. Wisconsin needs 2 defensive stops, I'll say. That is not a defensive stop. That is the literal exact opposite of what you want. They left him wide open for 3. It was a 9-point game. Badgers, they've kept it close. The second half has been much more of Florida's game. And a lot of turnovers by the Badgers haven't helped. They've gotten close. I don't know why you were throwing that shot up. You were double teamed. 2 times the chances that you're going to get blocked. We'll see if Wisconsin starts to foul here. It is a 9-point game. There's plenty of time. You can work with it. Number 3 has a leg injury. 1 minute to go. He didn't... I don't think he had to foul just yet. That is team foul number 8. Front end is good, so that pushes it to a 10-point game. The reason I wouldn't have think that they would have needed... the reason I didn't think they needed a foul there was there were still 15 seconds left on the shot clock. And even if you take 15 seconds off of a minute, you're still working with 45 seconds. Plus, you're probably going to force Florida into a bad shot, hopefully. They might get a 10-second violation. Wisconsin has to go here. They had a guy open. They're just taking too much time. We might get another Mississippi State Kentucky ending, where the team just takes too long. They get stripped. And Wisconsin kind of crumbled down the stretch. So far, 2 games where we've seen that have been very competitive. 5-second violation. It's not over yet, but 11 points. You gotta... you can do that if you get fouled. I mean that's a valuable strategy. I rarely ever talk about it. I don't think I've ever talked about it before. But you can try and force it inside, try and force the foul. Unfortunately, you only made 1 of the free throws. So, but like what I was saying is 2 games so far that have been very competitive in the first half, and then a second half that's seen one of the teams pull away, and the wheels kind of come off of the other team. In this case, both home teams. So there you go. Florida, this was an important game. Pardon me. Florida will move on with a 10-point victory over the Badgers. Kind of a lackluster finish. It was a great first half. 56-46. Florida will host Kentucky in the Sweet 16. And next up, we have the other important game. So the two important games. The 2 important games were the first 2 games or 2 of the first 3 games of the stream, back to back. So Alabama, the beloved Elephants, East Tennessee State, the not so beloved Things. Here for you. Again, All-American. We are going to Johnson City, Tennessee. So the Crimson Tide, lucky to be in, still be in the tournament. They eked out a victory over Utah State. Thankfully, or not thankfully, depending on how you're looking at it. Thankfully, Utah State missed a couple free throws with about 2 seconds remaining. Gave them an opportunity to go into overtime. Alabama still only won by 2. East Tennessee State took out Ohio in one of the wilder games. They almost blew a pretty big lead. Alabama's going to the line though for already a 3-point play attempt. Whew. Yeah, that was the big one. Bama now up 3. They'll work with a full court defense, not a full court press, just kind of a one-on-one opportunity. I don't know why I said opportunity like that, but East Tennessee State working inside. The shot is short, no good. Alabama will kind of probably have to settle for waiting it out. Pass it back out for 3, or to the perimeter there. Working around, set up a play. Nice up and in. The defense did not rotate correctly there. They let a very easy shot go in. So an early 5-0 lead here for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Stripped away, Alabama on the fast break. It's going to be a 2-on-3 opportunity. Again, Alabama will have to kind of pull back and reset. So good recovery defense for the Bucks of East Tennessee State. That is a 3, and Alabama is quickly out to an 8-0 lead. Let's see what the Pirates have this time down the floor. Winner plays either Ohio or that other team that I can't see. 3 is no good. The offensive rebound. Georgetown. Either Ohio or Georgetown. Three is good. Alabama 2 for 2 from 3. Looking good so far. Up 8, 11-2. East Tennessee State had a nice tip in last time down the floor after a missed 3-point attempt. A lot of players over here on the left side of the floor. That's a little mid-range too. It's off the back iron, no good. Alabama, he just thought about a heat check 3. Just a fuck you 3. We got this. 13-2 now, so a 9-point lead. Or excuse me, 11-point lead. Obviously, 9 plus 2 is still 9. That's a 3 for East Tennessee State. That was a nice open look for the Bucks. If Florida and Alabama keep winning, could be a huge game down in the, I believe it would be the Elite 8. Just looking at it, another shot goes down for. Yeah, would be the Elite 8. Would be a huge matchup to potentially determine the placements of some of the brackets. Maybe all of them by that point. I mean, who knows? There are only a couple of Final Four. I believe there are literally 2 like Final Four or further picks left. Shot is no good for East Tennessee State. They get the ball back, but the baseline bandit steals another possession away. East Tennessee State will work with a full court press here. They got to try and get some turnovers, try and get back in this game. Double teamed, back across. Alabama's got to go up the court, and that was right about 9 seconds. They do break through. They'll get fouled on the way up. 2 shots coming from the line. 16-5. The worst thing Alabama can do right now is let East Tennessee State hang around. You know, that's what East Tennessee State did with Northwestern. Let Northwestern hang around, and they almost lost that game. And I think the game is a little broken. Like it's better in some respects, but it's still kind of messed up in others. A takeaway there. Shot is no good though. So Alabama avoids a little bit of a catastrophe there. I think the game does really wants 3-pointers for the win, even when they're only down 2. And the Northwestern Wildcats did not need a 3. They only needed a 2. That bit Alabama the previous tournament where they tried to take a 3 only down 1. You're like, that doesn't make any sense. But 18-7 here. 4 minutes gone. Very early, big early lead. A couple of blocks. A couple of loose balls recovered by the Pirates, or the Bucks, excuse me. They eventually get a shot to go down. So they're working with a 9 to 11 point deficit. Alabama stolen away there. But he wasn't able to get up off the floor. So Alabama has an opportunity to recover. Now it's down to a 7-point game, 18 to 11. Uh-oh. Looks like it may have hit a hitch. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Drop some frames there. Sorry about that. I have 1,600, 1,700 drop frames almost. So 20 to 11. Usually I have OBS up over the Twitch dashboard page or whatever it is. This time I didn't because I was looking at the bracket. And I just kind of peeked up to see if anything was happening in chat, and all of a sudden it was just not moving, and I was like, uh-oh, what's the problem? Steal from East Tennessee State. They're getting a little bit of momentum here. They got a wide open guy under. That's going to be a defensive foul. They'll go to the line with an opportunity for 3. So the Bucks kind of hanging around, creating some turnovers, doing exactly what they need to do to get themselves back in this game. I would say they're back in this game. 5-point deficit is not a ton. It's going to be an easy layup for Alabama. 22 to 15, so 7-point game. 3 possession game. Stepped out of bounds. That baseline bandit been a lot more of a problem this tournament than it has in either of the previous 2 tournaments that have been done. Alabama's got to get it up across the court here. They do. Threw it to a weird player. I would have expected him to throw more in front of him and not like back across his body. Because if Brett Favre has taught us anything, it's that you don't do that. It never works out. Well, sometimes it works out. But that's the problem, is sometimes it works out, but there's a large opportunity that it doesn't work out. And a large number of times where it, in fact, does not work out. That's a foul. Good hard foul there. 4 team fouls for the Buccaneers of East Tennessee State. Something to keep an eye on. Back into that was missed. So we have a 23-15 game, I believe, yes. An 8-point lead. Alabama's been in control the whole time. Been up as many as 11. East Tennessee State has made a little bit of a run to make it at least competitive, or at least give themselves an opportunity to make it competitive. They've cut it down to as few as 5. Just as far as peak and valley. I understand that they were only down 2 at the very beginning of the game. I get that. I understand that. There's no 8-point shot in basketball. East Tennessee State will take another timeout, so they're down to 4. Something to keep an eye on as this game progresses. It is 25-17, so 8-point lead for Alabama. Alabama has typically done well in these tournaments. They've made it to at least the Sweet 16 each time. They made it all the way to the Elite 8 in the first one. Maybe the Final 4. No, it wasn't the Final 4. I think they made it all the way to the Elite 8 in the first tournament. The reason I know they didn't make it to the Final 4 is if you make it to the Final 4, you're guaranteed one more game. You'll either go to the championship or you'll lose, and you'll go to the that shot goes in. You'll go to the 3rd place game. Oh no, Alabama made it all the way to the title game. That's right, they finished 2nd. They lost to Duke. So they lost in the Sweet 16 last time in September to Tennessee. Talked a little bit about it earlier. They lost by 1. They're looking to get back there. A couple of brackets. Hopes really riding on this Alabama Crimson Tide team. Poked away. Not a ton of room to recover the loose ball, but so it'll go out of bounds. Shot clock does not reset, so there's 12 seconds left. East Tennessee State kind of working it around the outside. That's a defensive foul. Looked like a pretty solid block to me. But that's why I'm here and not digitized in a video game. 29-21. Second free throw is good. So 29-22. 7-point lead for Alabama. Still working with a full court trap. There's that guy. He's drifted up on the right side. He was wide freaking open. And get through that defense. East Tennessee State will reset. Alabama thought about going in. Thought about driving it, but chose not to. There they get a nice pass and a very friendly roll to drop it. And raise the lead to 9, 31-22. If you're just joining, Alabama has been in charge, or in control, the entire time. To a quick 8-0 lead. They haven't really looked back. East Tennessee State's cut it to as few as 5. But it hasn't gotten any closer than that. Currently a 7-point game with a 3-pointer on the way for Alabama. No good. There was a really good opportunity for an offensive rebound, but the player went up instead of just kind of staying on the floor to pick it up. A little bit of an odd thing. You got a player on the right. You have a player wide open on the right. He stepped out of bounds on the left line. That's not what you want if you're the Crimson Tide. That was a poor offensive possession. Quick inside shot. High off the glass and good. So 31-26. wide open guy in the corner. Everybody's kind of just huddled around the three-point line. Nobody really inside for Alabama. They haven't necessarily been shy about taking the three, but they've had far more success inside. Defensive foul. Would have been out of bounds if the play had just continued because it was way behind the backboard. 5-point game. Remains a 5-point game as Alabama misses both free throws. East Tennessee State, by the way, down to 3 timeouts. Just want to throw that out there because that's not good. Under 10 seconds to go. 31-26. I'll take a final shot here. The hook shot is no good. Defensive rebound by Alabama. They will hurl a 3 nearly the length of the court, and it is no good. So Alabama will take a 5-point lead into half. Steal the inbound pass. What a great play. Great play. They didn't throw it to the guy who was wide open under the basket, but that's okay. Instead, they'll pop a mid-range 2. It'll be a 7-point game. They'll just dribble out of bounds. Oh boy, all kinds of trouble for East Tennessee State here. They got the inbound pass stolen, just walked it out of bounds. We're down 5-3 from Alabama is no good, but the offensive rebound, or excuse me, looked like it was going to be an offensive rebound. It slipped right through his hands. He went up to jam it home, but actually came down in an East Tennessee State player's hand. I'll drive it inside. Kick it back out as the double team collapses on him. Throw it in yet again. It's a one-on-one. Gets it up over that left shoulder, excuse me, the right shoulder. And they'll cut it down to a 5-point lead. This is as close as it's been since the lead ballooned to 11. 5 points. That's it. Pass there is stolen away. The defender just kind of got in the way. Didn't even look like he intentionally stole it. He just put his hand there and was like, maybe. A couple of tip-ins, no good. Or one tip-in after a very close shot. And Alabama retains a 5-point lead. A little cold from the three-point line, so we'll probably see him work inside here. Nice block inside by the East Tennessee State Bucks. I keep wanting to say Pirates, but they are the Bucks. Nice shot inside East Tennessee State on a little bit of a run here to close it to 3 or within 3 of Alabama. See what there they go. Elephants jamming it home, pushing it back out to a 5-point lead, 35-30. In the first round, the East Tennessee State Bucks almost gave up a very large lead. They are looking to come back from a pretty big deficit this time around. I believe that was East Tennessee State's first win in the tournament. Was this time around out of bounds, Alabama ball. It'll be a little tricky to see if that's a foul or an out of bounds. In that case, it was out of bounds. Off the backboard, just took a step too far. And he'll take a quick step around that defender and quickly get down the lane, make a nice easy layup. I didn't know how to phrase that for some reason. My brain just broke. Back to the outside. Getting dangerously close to that baseline there. A lot of East Tennessee State players kind of just hanging around the three-point line. They got one guy kind of in the key a little bit. Let's see if they change that after the ball goes out of bounds. Fresh shot clock for him. Blocked by Alabama. Recovered by East Tennessee State. Getting a loose ball. Deep 3 for East Tennessee State's no good. Defensively rebounded by the Alabama Crimson Tide. Quick pass inside. Little pump fake at the free throw line. Looking for some space. Can't get it. Offensive rebound is up. No good. Looked like he had a pretty good opportunity for a dunk, but instead tried to flip it up fancily. It didn't quite work. A 3 for East Tennessee State is good. Closes the lead down to 4, 37-33. 6:21 second half. East Tennessee State looking for his turnover, but they can't get it. Alabama. They have a lot of players out near the three-point line. They finally work somebody in. A couple of players now. Offensive foul. East Tennessee State will take the charge, and they will get the ball back. So 4-point lead here. This is now as close as it's been. Does East Tennessee State have what it takes to get all the way back? I talk about it pretty frequently. They had a wide open guy on the left side. It's going to be a defensive foul. But that guy was open. Which goes back to something I was talking about in the last game, or earlier in this game. They kind of blur together at a certain point. I think it was the last game, where Wisconsin passed it when it was a 2-on-2 opportunity. Alabama will come out with a full court defense here. That was where you should have passed the ball. You were 2-on-1. The defensive player slid to your side, and you had a guy wide open. It's not the biggest deal if you make both free throws, but you didn't make both free throws. Instead, you only made one of them. Pushed it out to a 5-point lead when it should have been 6. And with that, too, it's now a one-possession game for the first time since it was 2-0. Alabama responds with the 2 of their own, 40-35. About halfway done with this second half. East Tennessee State responds with the 2 of their own. Nice little floater there. And it's a 3-point deficit for them. 3-point advantage for Alabama. East Tennessee State's been just slowly chipping away over the course of the game. More so the second half, though. Working it for a wide open 3. He'll take it. It is good, and now it is a 2-point game. That was good defensive rotation by Alabama, but they just didn't get their hands in the face of the player shooting the ball. There's a 2-pointer for Alabama that's no good. There's another 2-pointer that's out of bounds. It's kind of a mess. They got the player bumped to behind the backboard, and they threw it up, obviously. Hit the back of the backboard. Alabama trying to get a loose ball, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. That is a really advantageous call for the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Though they don't do anything with it, and East Tennessee State doesn't really suffer for their mistake. And the 2 is up and good, and we are tied. What was an 11-point lead early in the first half is now a tie at 42 all. With under 4 to go in the second half. So it's the best of the last 4 minutes. Little reverse jam there by the Alabama Crimson Tide. Regains the lead. Obviously, East Tennessee State never led in this game. He might try and take a 3. It's a loose ball yet again. No shot clock fixed there. So 44-42. He's dangerously close to that line again. Out of bounds. East Tennessee State ball. Alabama trying to get their hands on it. Just trying to maintain this lead. Advance their way down. They'll steal it. That's a help. They can put some points on the board. That'd be great for them, obviously. There they do with a nice, easy layup. So the question now, in my mind, becomes, is that the best we saw from East Tennessee State? Is that their run? Was that their opportunity? And they couldn't get over that hump, and now it starts to... Now the wheels kind of start to fall off a little bit. Kind of go cold from the field. That's the trickiest thing about comebacks like this is you have to get hot while the other team gets cold, but you also have to stay hot and maintain that through the rest of the game. And a couple of turnovers have really not helped, as it's all of a sudden a 6-point lead for the Alabama Crimson Tide. A couple turnovers. Shot there that's no good. Alabama went up for another jam, and it went through their hands. We've seen that twice now. Gave me pause on that second one where I was like, I don't know if you got that. That's a 3 for East Tennessee State. No good. Defensively rebounded. 2:30 remaining. Obviously, the game's not over. There's still time, and, well, East Tennessee State is within striking distance, I would argue. It's 8 points. That's 3 3-point possessions. They've been a little sloppy with the ball here over the last couple possessions. Try and drive it. Gets around the defender, but just can't quite get it in the basket. East Tennessee State with a nice defensive possession there to make the shot for Alabama quite tricky. No points on either possession here. 3 for East Tennessee State. Still no good. I mean, that's what you need if you're the Bucks. You need a couple of threes. Throwing it inside, back out, back in, across the court, back to him. Little post up, kind of no one. It looks like that player should be like 6 inches closer, but he's not. Four. Deep shot clock shot, no good. Defensive rebound, East Tennessee State. 1:17 remaining here. Shout out to Master Chief. We have an 8-point game. That's a 3 for East Tennessee State. It is no good. That is 3 3-pointers that I believe that they have missed over the last 5 possessions or so. I don't know what the exact number would be, but with a minute to go, you'll see some intentional fouls here. Now, Alabama needs to do what Utah State could not do, and they need to hit their free throws should it come to that. Throwing it inside, that's 3 team fouls. That one player has 4 fouls. I believe he just got subbed out. So that's 4. Stealing the inbound pass, still an opportunity. Pardon me. No longer an opportunity now, as Alabama will go to the free throw line for a 1-and-1 opportunity. Okay, they missed the first one. East Tennessee State will take a timeout. They are down to 2 timeouts. That's what I was curious about. They took 3 in the first half, including one with about 11 seconds left in the first half. And I was curious if that would become a problem. Because once they use those last 2 timeouts, they can't stop the clock. They just have to run their offense. A 5-second violation is going to give Alabama exactly what they need. They'll take the ball in from half court. We'll get another set of fouls here, or a set of foul. First free throw is good. Alabama looks like they'll maybe pull away here. East Tennessee State really goofed themselves with that 5-second violation there. They were down 10, or not 8. They were down 8. They had their opportunity to outscore Alabama either 2-0 or 3-0. Cut it down to 5, and you're asking a lot less of your team. Instead, now what you're dealing with is an even larger deficit because of that. The ball gets stripped away, and Alabama will spin their way into the Sweet 16. We've seen this in the last 3 contests where it's about 9 points in 25 seconds. Seems like the number where the other team kind of gives up. This was an Alabama lead from the start. There was 1 tie as the time runs down here. So, Alabama wins 51-42. Alabama's on to the Sweet 16. So those are the 2 most important games. But we do have some entertaining stuff left here. We have Ohio, a fan favorite, that I'm hoping wins, because I would love to see Alabama and Ohio. I think that would be a great matchup. I was hoping to see Alabama and Northwestern play each other in that game, but East Tennessee State took out Northwestern. Yay indeed. Yay indeed. Very happy that they won. Ohio and Georgetown. Ohio in Georgetown is our 4th game of today. Going to Washington, D.C. for this matchup. We'll get it advanced right here. Just, double check that says Georgetown. It does say Georgetown because Georgetown beat Colorado. Colorado, due to a host error, got to play 2 games and they lost both. So good for them. Georgetown wins the opening tip as we have the Hoyas against the Bobcats. A couple of teams wearing hats. One team wearing pants. Ohio got very close to the boundary there. Pump fakes a 3. Georgetown is up 3-0. Ohio going to get fouled really deep into the shot clock. So look at an opportunity for 2 free throws. Too bad for Georgetown, as they were probably going to force Ohio into a pretty bad shot, or did force Ohio into a really bad shot. And still just committed a foul. Just kind of a dumb foul there. So we do have a 3-2 game here. Georgetown is ahead, early lead. Kind of working their way inside. Nice little floater there will drop. So back to that 3-point lead, 5-2. Ohio with their second possession. Just over a minute gone here. He'll drive it all the way down, gets blocked. Nasty block inside. And instead it's an easy layup on the Georgetown side of things. Oh, another block inside. You got to stay away from that man. Stay away from him. What did I just tell you? That's 2 blocks for him on 1 possession. 3 in the last 2. Georgetown has a 5-point lead here. Tipped away, out of bounds. Last touch by Ohio. Which I don't... Okay. It looked to me like it got deflected, but video game never lies. And Georgetown working with a nice early lead. 9-2. Ohio did have to come back from a very big deficit in their previous game. So we'll see what they have in store today. 9-2. Stolen away. Georgetown. Fouls Ohio. Nine 3, and they can't get the second one to drop. So Georgetown will make a substitution, probably foul trouble, I would guess. They're up 6. Take a timeout. Stop their own momentum. They say, you know what, we're scoring too many points. We don't really want to deal with that. The shot is aggressively fouled, and it will be 2 from the line. Georgetown now up 7. Eleven to 3 now, so an 8-point lead. See what Ohio has for us. We just saw East Tennessee State fall behind by as many as 11, but they were down 8 points pretty quickly. We saw them make a comeback, at least tie it. 3 for Ohio is good. That's a great start. Slices it down to 5. Ohio's already been down by a lot. Stolen away. That definitely helps. Run the floor. Pass it back outside. Nice defensive recovery by their... Too many words. Nice defensive recovery there from Georgetown. At least forced Ohio to slow themselves down. And almost a very nice steal. We don't see that as much in this tournament as we have in the past, but it still does happen every once in a while. Stolen away by Georgetown as far as the player sliding out of bounds. Tried to get into the way of the shot. But was unsuccessful. So a 13-6 lead. Shot got affected there by Georgetown. Rattled off the rim, no good. Georgetown letting Ohio hang around. They haven't really had an answer for Georgetown's defense. Now one guy has about 14 blocks already. A little over 4 minutes gone here. We're punching 5 more tickets to the Sweet 16. That shot was short. Offensive rebound, though, is up and good. So we'll lead back down to 5. Find out who moves on. Shot is up. That shot is good. So 15-8. Pushing between a 7 and a 5-point deficit. Nice shot there by Ohio to cut it back down to 5. Little fade to the left or right there. There was not an Ohio player within 8 feet of that guy. Ohio was practicing their social distancing, which in basketball, not great. You got to be close so you can affect shots like that and not just give up the easiest dunks in the universe. 17-10 Georgetown. Stolen away by Georgetown. They'll run the court. Flip it up. Rattles around on the rim. No good. And then somehow they get called for an offensive foul. Which I'm not questioning the wisdom of the game, as it is perfect. All hail NCAA March Madness 2006. But it also is like, how did he screen that quickly? Or set himself that quickly? 3 from Ohio is no good. So they are unable to take advantage of the turnover gifted to them by the Georgetown Hoyas. It's going to be off the rim. No good. It'll be short. That shot is good, though. And the second is up and good as well. So the lead up to 9. Ohio has 2 players calling for the ball right next to each other. Out of bounds. It'll stay on this end of the floor. Ohio will throw it in. The shot is inside. Flipped it up behind him, just nothing doing there. We see those go down fairly frequently, actually. No such luck on that one, though. There was very little movement. The tip in, no good. The tip in, no good. The tip in, no good. I don't even know what happened. They had 2 shots to the tip in, they got fouled, so they're right back on the line. And the most bizarre way to get 3 points, which I guess would be the 4th way to get 3 points on one possession, would be to get fouled, make the first, miss the second, get fouled again, make both free throws. So 3 points down the floor that time for Ohio. A nice easy jam for the Georgetown Hoyas. They'll push their lead back up to 8, was 6. Ohio's got 2 players just running into each other. Now they're running into the same spot. They are just such big fans of one another. They want to be right there when the other person makes a shot. Oh, stolen away by Georgetown. Nice play there. Got in the lane there. 2-pointer, no good. Shot is no good again. Georgetown getting a lot of opportunities here. Ohio will foul them, so they'll go to the line for 2. First free throw is no good, so it'll remain an 8-point lead. So I have to keep track of the lighting in here. And it's fine. I was going to turn the light on, man. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright for the moment. I guess this is the one advantage of daylight savings time is 6:34 now. Still pretty light outside. Though yesterday when I left to go see a movie, it was very dark. 3-pointer by Ohio is no good. Two quick passes inside. Not as effective as it usually is, as the shot was missed. So it's a 9-point deficit for the Ohio Bobcats. Use a little bit of a run here. Deep 2. No good. That's not exactly the run I was talking about, but, you know, you do you. Nice steal by Ohio. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. It looked like it got to the player it was trying to get to, but maybe he just lost control of it. And working around. They have 2 quick passes inside. That leads to a very nice little layup there. They'll cut the lead down to 7. They'll work with a little bit of a full court defense. Almost stole it away at midcourt. Georgetown, though, worked with a nice pace. That's how you beat a full court defense, is like throwing it up the court quickly. It led to a very easy 2-pointer by the Georgetown Hoyas. Running around for a 3 on that side. That's probably a 2. It was 3, though. Okay. 1,000%. Looked like he was on the line. Georgetown, again, working with a nice pace to beat the defense. So it's down to 6, now back up to 8. Ohio can trade 3s for 2s. You're just asking a lot of your team. Loose ball is picked up by Georgetown. They'll try to get a defender down there. Instead, it's going to just be one hand jammed home by Georgetown. Georgetown will host the next one if they win. They will host Alabama. If Ohio wins, they will host Alabama in the Sweet 16. Quick pass, or nice pass inside. Nice block. Ended up getting picked up by the Bobcats of Ohio. All right, let's see if Georgetown throws it forward. They've been good about breaking this defense. Almost stolen away by Ohio, but almost isn't good enough. Almost put back. It's laid up. There's a lot of Georgetown players all in one area. It's called the basket, and they are scoring points. 30-20. They're causing almost another turnover there. That's a fadeaway to the right. It's good. It's a deep 2. So an 8-point game. There you go, Ohio. The guy on the left, he's still on the left. Tried to feed him. Got stripped away. Oh no, Ohio just couldn't get it. If you pass that maybe a second earlier, you're looking pretty good. Georgetown will take one last shot. They missed a dunk. Ohio will hurl it from about the deepest portion of the court you can. And they will take an 8-point deficit into halftime. It is 30-22. Start of the second half. See what adjustments Ohio has made here to make things a little easier for themselves. Instead, it's stripped away by Georgetown. They have a very clear shot at the basket. The Ohio player really didn't get in the way to affect that. And it's been all Georgetown here in this game. It looks like it's going to stay that way here in the second half. Stolen away yet again. So still a 10-point deficit. Ohio has had 2 offensive possessions in the second half. They've both resulted in turnovers. That will result in a defensive foul, though, if he hadn't touched them. Probably would have gone out of bounds. First free throw is missed, so that's a little gift for you, Ohio. Second one is made. So pushes it to 33-22. 8-point lead, now 11. Ohio's going to have to work their second half magic again if they want to. I don't even know. What? Where's the defense? Ohio is just coming apart at the seams here. He just dribbled the ball backwards out of bounds. With for no reason. There was no defender near him. That was just like, I'm doing this. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. And he lost track of it, and it went out of bounds. And then they just didn't have any defense there on the next possession. Ohio still kind of working with a full court press. There's a trap at midcourt. That's a dangerously close place to pass the ball. Ohio makes a 2, but Georgetown does a good job at recovering on defense to at least make that shot a little more difficult. So 35-26. Ohio sliced it down to 9 after letting it balloon to 13. Stolen away yet again. Ohio creating some turnovers on the defensive end. That's going to give them opportunities to get back in this game. Don't you dare get a 5-second violation, he says like he's a coach for a digital basketball team out there. I'm over here breaking clipboards on my knee. You fuck! What are you fucking doing? So now it's a 7-point game. And then there's a backcourt violation, a generous call. It's a dangerous place to have a pass like that. They immediately threw. I mean, just without hesitation. It was like, oh, you guys, it was your guys' ball. I mean, sorry, we didn't mean to take it away from you. But it's your guys' ball, so you can take it. And you just threw it right to him. Hey, you're good, man. Ohio misses a free throw. So with an opportunity to cut the lead down even further, instead they turn it over and miss both free throws. So 9-point game. Could have been as little as 5. That feels like you're dreaming at some point. Ohio will get another generous gift from Georgetown. We'll see if Ohio repays them by throwing them the ball directly back to them this time around. 37-28 here. Ohio working it around. Had a better opportunity on the left side. They kind of ran the same play on either side and just picked the player that they thought would have a better opportunity. They picked the wrong player. And that player picked the wrong shot as it is getting continually blocked. That is 2 more blocks for Georgetown on 1 possession, which I believe has been done like 3 times at this point. It is a 9-point game now. So Ohio gained a little momentum. They had things going their way a little bit. They have 5 seconds on the shot clock, which is not good. They're going to have to jack up a way deep three. That's lucky to hit the rim. Georgetown almost ran out of bounds, but didn't. See, Ohio, that's how you do it. You don't run out of bounds. You can throw it to your left. You had them wide open. That's a block. Out of bounds. You cannot throw the shot up against that guy. They have 2 huge dudes that roughly have 40 blocks apiece. Kind of the opposite of the Duke dunk. It's the Georgetown slam-a-jamma. But not in the way that you would think of like, oh man, they must be dunking a lot. No, it's they're slamming balls back in your face. Because you're dumb and you keep throwing it up. You're like, maybe this one. And that guy's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's like Taco Fall. Blocking little kids' shots. That's what we have here. Which honestly is just another excuse for me to bring that great video up. Because that video is great. These kids are having a great time. Taco Fall is having a great time. He's like 7'2" or something like that. And the hoop is, he's taller than the hoop. And so the kids keep trying to get it above him or like trying to get it over him and he's just swatting it. It's great. Everybody is having a good time. That's why it was so fun. Foul by Ohio put Georgetown on the line for 2. Also talking about that gets my mind off of this game that Ohio is not playing well in. Second shot is good. So 39-28. Shot was blocked. Room's getting a little dark. Thank you. I thought it would hold out for the rest of this game, but that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. Because sometimes, yeah, you're right. You're right. Good call. Sometimes when I look at it, I'm like, hey, it's fine, and then it's not. Doesn't matter. Moving on. Georgetown, I believe they blocked it again. So, it's under 5 minutes to go. Ohio has somehow managed to keep this game reasonably close, but it's a game that just doesn't feel like they are a legitimate threat to bring it all the way back. Like, they'll get it to like 6 or 5, and then the lead will balloon back to 11, and that'll be that. Kind of like the last game, actually. I didn't think about it in those terms. You know you're wearing a green shirt, right, Bobcats? Green. The other team is wearing a white jersey. Don't understand why it's so hard. But it's an 11-point game. Which I may have said was 9 earlier. That's okay. Almost stolen a... Where was he going? What was his plan? There was a loose ball on the floor. Get the loose ball. Georgetown's going to the Sweet 16. 4 minutes left in the game. Shots are up and good. It's a deep 3 for Ohio. It's no good. They're going to need a lot of those if they want to come back from a 13-point deficit this late. 4 minutes to go. See if we get Ohio's best run over the next couple of minutes. See if they can at least... Oh, pardon me. Excuse me, I'm very sorry about that. See if they can at least cut it to 7 by 2 minutes maybe. Maybe 6. Maybe try and cut it down to a 2-possession game. 6. That'll finally go up and in. Finally get a little bit of a break on the inside. They didn't have to deal with their 2 bigger defenders. The rare mismatch in favor of Ohio. As they take a nice steal there. They have another mismatch inside. They can't convert the basket necessarily, but they get fouled. It'll rattle around and rattle home. So this is what you need if you're Ohio. Opportunities from the free throw line. You've cut it down to 10. Georgetown there's just no defensive pressure. Like, they just are like, you want to dunk on me? Do you have enough posters today? You know, I can kind of get in position a little bit. It's a deep 2 from Georgetown. It somehow is offensively rebounded. But it's an errant shot that does not go anywhere. Georgetown yet again creates a loose ball turnover, or opportunity. Ohio comes away with it, and they'll take a 2. Kind of a little mid-range 2 there. So the lead, 10. I want, you know, if I'm the coach of the Ohio Bobcats, I put on my Bobcat hat. I go, just making a 4-point game here. Get it? Because you can't hear them in their mascot costume. That's a pretty good joke. Anyway, you just want 2 good stops on defense. You want 2 good stops, 2 good offensive possessions. Cut this down to a 2-score game, a 6-point game. That is exactly what you want. I thought for some reason he missed it. So if they can create just one more turnover, they'll... Oh, somehow he got that through like 3 people. The passing animation definitely overrides the double team steal animation. 5-second violation. Georgetown giving Ohio some gifts. Ohio actually takes advantage and makes sure that the pass actually gets inbounds correctly. That's a 2. Doesn't really matter because it didn't go. So you're down to 121 here in the second half. This is an 8-point game. Kind of just throwing it around. There's no reason for Ohio to foul at immediately a minute. There's not going to be a ton of time on the shot clock left. Don't foul, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul. Don't foul! There were 9 seconds on the shot clock left. You can't do that. Come on. Come on, game. The amount of time on the shot clock should override the intentional foul command for the computer. I know you're listening, EA Sports, and I know you're going to go back and patch this 15 years later. But it is too bad that as soon as it hits a minute, they start intentionally fouling, because there were other contextual things that could have helped them more. It's a bummer because you're going to take 10 extra seconds off the clock, which makes it 50, but you also force them into a bad shot. Wow, an incredibly friendly roll there. But you can't trade 2s for 2s. That just leaves you between 8 and 10 points down. Georgetown missing a free throw, but they can't get the defensive rebound. They make the first. Ohio's going to run out of opportunities here. That was all Georgetown. All Georgetown. Ohio never made a good enough run. They'll just dribble it out. And Georgetown will go on to the Sweet 16. Kind of a frustrating way, honestly. 48-37. 5.1 seconds. For some reason, the Bobcats are like, we want some more points. It's called getting a defensive rebound. Submit the score. Georgetown's on in the next round. Just an eye-rollingly bad finish for the Ohio Bobcats. So they will host Alabama in the next round. And that does it for the first half of the matches here today. Don't want that. I don't want that at all. I want to play Illinois. What I want to do is stop doing that as well. Let's go to the Mascot game. Get you set. Texas Tech and Miami. Miami. And that will be back, or that will be the game that tips us off for the second half of action. As I take a quick break. What a bummer. Boo. I agree. Ohio did treat us in the first round to a pretty epic comeback. Before I head out for just a couple minutes, we'll get you caught up on the brackets here. The two important games went the way that the bracket people needed them to. So I have zero confidence in this. In first with 33. The Beebs in second with 24. I hope I win. I've never done this before. In third with 24 as well. I am in fourth with 22. And Just Guesses is in fifth with 17. So there are your updated bracket standings. All right. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to leave you with some Kesha. I'll be back in just a few. All right, welcome back. Here we go. Final four games. God, this is gonna be like a 9-hour stream. Holy schnolis. Been a productive one though. That's the wrong controller. All right, here we go. Try this again. This is the controller I'm looking for. Welcome back, everybody. Hopefully you're enjoying the madness. Next up, we have Texas Tech at Miami. Coming off a... Oops, that's the wrong screen. That's the screen I want. There we go. Get this going. We're going to Miami, Florida. They are playing on the hardest difficulty, 10 minutes. Oh, we're going to Coral Gables, Florida. Whoops. Forgive me for assuming that the University of literally Miami played in Miami. But here we go. Game number 5. We got 4 more tickets to punch to the Sweet 16. We've punched 4. We're punching 4 more. The wannabe Yosemite Sams and the Pantsless Ducks. Pantsless Ducks win the tip-off. Quick pass inside, no good. It was a good look. The defender was right there, but they got it over the shoulder that was down. So went up with the left, go over with the right. Nice steal by Miami. So another couple teams in hats. They say everything's bigger in Texas. In this case, the heads of the mascots and the hats of the mascots are bigger. So Miami takes a 2-point lead. And then TTE, which I don't know why they're called Texas. That was a goaltend. Interesting. I don't know why they're TTE. T-Tech, T... just TT? There's an E on there that's needless. Stolen away, but slid out of bounds. So Texas Tech will take it away, but they'll give it right back. The Red Raiders take it away, and then they give a defensive foul, so they'll get called for a reach-in there. Kind of a sloppy defensive possession here for the Red Raiders. The wannabe Yosemite Sams. That will be a matchup in the next one. It will be UNLV versus Texas Tech Red Raiders. The Yosemite Sam game. Almost jammed home. Should have jammed it home. Instead went for a much more complicated shot. Fortunate that it fell. Also, Miami is just one letter short of Miami. Miami. Pushing inside. Working into a double team. It's stolen away. Stripped and stolen. Just like the Red Raiders probably did back in the 1800s. They stripped the mines for all the ore they could get, or whatever. There's something about the way the beaks look in this game, because it's Iowa State has this problem as well. It's just the shadowing on it makes it look like it's split in the middle, which is really odd. So a quick 5-point run here for Miami gives them a 7-2 lead. Red Raiders haven't done anything on offense. They've done very little on defense as well. And just kind of a mess, honestly. If they're not shooting at rascally rabbits, they don't understand the concept. And basketball is not shooting wascally wabbits. That's Elmer Fudd, not Yosemite Sam. Shit. I just played a game based around Looney Tunes the other day. I even did the voice and everything. Yeah, one tarnation. You dang dirty duck. How dare you? I don't know what he does. I don't know. I care about Bugs Bunny. End of list. In Space Jam. That's it. I almost just asked if there was a Space Jam video game. I know there's a Space Jam video game because I own it. I bought it from Pink Gorilla. He stepped out of bounds. He just dribbled the ball out of bounds. Do you think it would be more impressive if Texas Tech they had big giant 6-shooters and they were dribbling with that? Pow, 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 pow. Man, apparently these chips I was eating on my break have something in them. I found pizza flavored Tim's chips. Pretty good. Probably the best pizza flavored chips around. I'll say it. I'll make a controversial statement right here because they made that basket. Pringles pizza chips suck. They just taste like marinara. Bold statements. Brave tweets. That's a brave tweet. Hang on. Twitter.com. Stolen away by Miami. Texas Tech made a nice little run. Jeez, just backcourt violation. All right, cool. Backcourt violation, so the turnover doesn't do anything, and then Texas Tech just gives it right back. What are they doing? I don't understand. Neither of these teams understand. Pringles, pizza, chips, suck. They just taste like marinara. Oh, I thought I spelled it right, but I did not. Marinara. Hang on. Marinara sauce. Okay, so cut that. Select that. Paste it. 8-11. Nice jam there by the wannabe sauce. Hashtag Brave tweet. Ah, there we go. It has been tweeted. It has been done. Something happened. Texas Tech down 1. Opportunity here to take the lead. They can tie with 1 free throw. Have to get to the free throw line, of course. Nice jam inside, and Texas Tech will take what is their first lead of the game. 12-11. Halfway done with the first half here. Working it around Miami. A lot of players over in that area. I think Texas Tech just kind of makes the floor look like busier than it is. Lies. That's not. That it was a brave tweet, or that Pringles suck. Pringles pizza chips suck. Here's the thing. Pringles makes good chips. I enjoy an original chip. I love the sour cream and onion. Big fan of like the cheddar. I don't know what do they just call it cheddar? Whatever the orange can is. Well, their pizza is just not good. Bad. Hence why there was such a brave tweet tweeted by me. Shot was missed, so Texas Tech down 1. Miami will pull it back, set up a play here. Run a couple quick passes inside. A nice jam will push the lead back up to 3. Texas Tech really quick on the inbound pass. Trying to take advantage of a pizza chip. Pizza Pringles are all right. Okay. Okay. For some reason, I thought you disagreed more vehemently with me. Oh, they couldn't get the thing to run. Couldn't get the ball to roll in. But fortunately, it was jammed home, so they'll cut the lead down to 1. Miami will immediately respond and push the lead back up to 3. Deep 2 is short. Another offensive rebound is just annihilated. What a block. That block not only hurt him physically, it hurt him emotionally as well. A make on the other end extends the lead out to 5. 20-15. 3:25 remaining, first half. Winner gets to take on Southern Illinois or nope, that's Southern Mississippi. Southern Mississippi or that other team, Weber State. Ooh, short. Just a little short on the mid-range 2 there. Still a 5-point game. Miami's let Texas Tech hang around, which is dangerous. If you're the Hurricanes, or if you pick them to do a lot in this, depends on how I'm feeling. Okay, that's fine. Passing it around here. The outside, the shot is up and good. Texas Tech is putting defenders like right in their face and still just not able to affect the shot all that much. So 22-17, we have a 5-point game. Shot missed, but the putback is missed as well. The jam home is good. I was anticipating that he would make that second shot. So a 3-point game. Texas Tech kind of just keeping it close. Getting what they can get. Maybe create a turnover there. No. Created a loose ball, but wasn't able to get on top of it. That's a dangerous pass over a couple of Red Raiders right in the way. So a 3-point game. Wow. That shot rolled around the rim there for a little bit. Finally did go down. Jam at home. Trading 2s. So Miami's just trading a 5-point lead for a 3-point lead. And all that good stuff. 3 by Miami is good. So they'll push their lead up to 6. Kind of when I thought Miami was going to maybe take a little more control in this game. The Red Raiders have hung around for a while. Sorry, the Yosemite Sams have hung around a while. Throw it over to the left side. Quick inside passes. Rattled off the rim, no good. The rebound is put back. 27-23. Under a minute to go here in the first half of game number 5. It's a deep 2 for Miami, and Texas Tech finally gets them to miss a shot there. It was a deep 2 as well. Texas Tech just got stuffed inside yet again. And unfortunately unable to take advantage of the miss. Texas Tech gets blocked. They're now down by 6. Under 30 to go. Can hold for the final shot. He missed the dunk. He just missed the dunk. Miami, on the other hand, gets a very friendly home roll. Texas Tech, they've been more willing to do that. Just throw it down court. Try and catch the defense in transition. That's going to be an offensive foul. And Miami is having a tremendous final minute or so here of this first half to really establish a lead going into the half. It is currently 8 with 4.2. Oh, they couldn't get another shot. That's a deep 3. That almost went. That almost went through. Stolen away. That's not a good start at all. That's a terrible start. Saw that recently. One of the teams inbounded it, just immediately got stolen. I believe it was East Tennessee State. So a bad start for the Red Raiders. I'll go to the line. Maybe make up for it just a little bit. At the same time, can't get an inbound pass stolen. One of those, not that bad, but probably shouldn't have been that bad in the first place sort of things. 6-point lead, Miami. Working around the outside. A little mid-range 2 there. No good. Texas Tech with the rebound. Texas Tech can get on a little run here early in the second half. They might have a little bit of success. The goaltending definitely helps. Clearly on the way down. He says confidently, but that replay was not definitive at all. It can also be counted as a goaltending if the basketball hits the backboard before the player does. Which means that a couple years ago, LeBron James should have been called for a goaltending in an Indiana Pacers game. In the playoffs against the Pacers. This has been your completely out-of-date LeBron James reference moment of the stream. 6-point game here. Miami leads. We're still in the very early stages of the second half. Players have been getting up and down the court. It feels like there's been a lot more possessions, and I looked at the time. It's like it's barely been a minute. Man, Texas Tech again running very quickly up the court, still getting blocked. A lot of emotionally hurt Red Raiders out here on the court as they just keep getting stuffed. But not the stuff they want. They want the stuffed crust pizza, you know? That's what they want. That's the only kind of stuffing that they want today. 6-point game. There's a deep 2. It's good. Pushes it back to an 8-point. So Miami kind of let Texas Tech hang around a little bit there. Not really scoring anything. Unfortunately, Texas Tech unable to take advantage of Miami's misses. Looks like they maybe wanted a 3, but they're not going to. Maybe they'll try this side. Chew. Yeah. Chew. Shot no good. How often do people sneeze and then immediately yawn? That was a jam home. So not only are they getting soul-crushing blocks on one side, they're jamming it home too. So there's all kind of posters happening for the Miami Hurricanes. And this has been the last couple of games. A pretty close first half. They were down what, 6 or whatever? Well, not the biggest deficit here, but quick timeout. Thank you. Quick timeout. And that will hopefully put a stop to Miami's run here, as it's all of a sudden a 12-point game. Texas Tech really struggling here in the second half, and they're going to call an offensive foul there. So even when they are trying, how do you get that out of a timeout? Out of bounds. Threw it off the bottom of the backboard. (39-27). Texas Tech needs that run now more than ever. The 3 is definitely going to help. Cuts the lead to 9. 2-9 to 9. Oh, can't have that if you're Texas Tech. That's poor defensive possession. Shot is up and good. So it's 42-30, 12-point game. Miami's going to work with a full court defense here. Probably try and put this game away as quickly as they can in this second half. They've gotten off to a red-hot start, which is kind of the opposite, you know. Maybe a white-hot start because they're White Ducks. Texas Tech, the team that needed to come out to a red-hot start in the second half, has not been able to do that. They weren't able to take advantage of a bunch of Miami misses in a row. They've had a bunch of turnovers. Speaking of, they almost just dribbled it out of bounds for literally no reason. There was no defender within like 10 feet of him. He got scared or sneezed or something. And he just lost his focus a little bit. 2-pointer up and good. And yet again, we have the issue of close first half, but one team is really dominating the second half. And that team right now is Miami. Inside shot is up and good. Cuts it down to 12. Both teams willing to really whip it backwards to get it to their inbounder. Nice jam home for Miami. Couple quick passes inside. As effective as always. 46-34. So just shifting between a 12 and a 14-point lead for Miami. Nice block by Texas Tech. But even then, like, they get a nice block, but the loose ball ends up in Miami's hand, and they still make a 2-pointer. So they just can't get any momentum on offense. They can't take advantage of their defensive successes or Miami's offensive failures. And they are quickly running out of time. There's 2 quick passes inside. They missed a dunk and still recovered the offensive rebound. So Miami with a missed dunk. They'll throw it inside. Shot is good. Second shot good as well. So 50-38 here. 12-point game. With about 4 to go. If Texas Tech wants to make this close, they need 6 points in the next 2 minutes. Or a +6. 5-second violation there. That'll give Texas Tech an extra opportunity offensively. See if they can take advantage of it. They need to have a +6 by the 2-minute mark. They can give up some points. It doesn't have to be a 6-0 run, but it can be like an 8-2 run. Hell, I'd take an 8-3 run. Like, Texas Tech wants to make this competitive, which they look like they're trying to do at least. Third team foul for Miami. First free throw is good. There's a missed shot by Miami. See if they can get Miami to go a little cold here. 3:19 remaining. So they have a minute and 19 seconds. Get a couple of made shots here. I'd say a 6-point lead and possession of the basketball with like 2 minutes to 1 minute and 45 seconds left. I just think that ups their chances. Oh, there's a steal. Texas Tech making it interesting down here. You can go to the left. There he is. There it is. So they wasted no time at all. I said 2 minutes. Granted, they don't have possession at the moment, but this is, I believe, a 6-0 run. They're at 6-2. They're in good shape. Texas Tech is in fine shape with 237. They're in even better shape with 232. See what they have for us down the stretch. I don't think this game means really anything to anybody, but Miami and Texas Tech are treating us to a show. There's a 3 from Miami off the backboard, or off the back iron. No good. So there you go. Pardon me. 16 seconds ahead of schedule. It's just a 5-second violation. And we're getting a replay of this? Look, he just stood there dribbling the basketball. What'd you expect to happen? What? What in tarnation? Got kind of Irish there at the end. I did not mean for it to. Tried to get a defensive stop there. Just as I complimented you, Texas Tech, you fall apart. You fall apart, and you're not going to win. Puts it right up and in. So 54-48. We have a 6-point game. 2 quick passes inside. They somehow, the ball got loose somehow. I don't know if it just came off the backboard weird or what happened exactly there, but bum 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 bum. That's a 3 from Texas Tech. That is a nice shot. That was well defended. 5-point game, 1:22 remaining. We'll see what the strategy is going to be for the kind of the intentional fouling situation. Miami giving it right back to Texas Tech. They're trading 5-second violations at terrible times. That is not good for the Miami Hurricanes. He makes a move, little jump step, and it's a 3-point game with 1:05 to go. So there is no reason for Texas Tech to start fouling yet. Force him to the sideline. Working it inside into a double team. A hook shot is no good. That was a very quick shot from Miami. Probably should have run another 20 seconds off that clock. There was no reason for them to take that shot. Granted, I kind of flip-flop every now and again. If he had made it, I'd have been like, no, not a big deal. But he missed it, which makes it a big deal. But he also ran into a double team as well. So I just don't think it was a great play for like a lot of different reasons. Least of which is, running time off the clock. So Texas Tech still doesn't need to foul. There's about a 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Even if Miami hits a 2, they're still down 3. They can knock one down for a tie. Instead, they'll just take the ball away. Miami's been in control this entire game, and majorly in this second half. Instead, Texas Tech, they're working down 1. We'll see what they do. They just give it away. Oh, Heartbreak City. That's where the Cowboys will be drinking tonight. Obviously, there's still plenty of time. Like I said, even if Miami scores 2, still only down 3. Oh my God, that was short. They got the offensive rebound. They're doing what Ohio did. You just get an offensive rebound. They are gifting you an opportunity to come back in this game, and you are not taking advantage. 57-55. That makes it 58-55. Texas is going to be kicking themselves on that one play. that's going to be the play that is going to most likely determine the outcome. I know that there are a lot of plays in a basketball game. I understand that. Jesus, why? Why are you doing that? You had 13 seconds remaining. Miami. Get a fucking defensive rebound. You idiot Cowboys. Why did you throw it so far down the court? There was no reason for that. You had plenty of time to get it up the court. And they gave them 2 opportunities. Stop throwing it out of bounds, idiots. Oh my God. That is one of the most disappointing endings I have ever seen. The Red Raiders had 2 opportunities. It was close for a second. Let it go for 3. Nothing doing. Remember when it was close? Remember when I was like, man, maybe Texas Tech might, not choke? We'll give them the Reggie Miller choke sign. We won't grab our crotch, but we will give the choke sign. I think this website needs to be reloaded. That sucks. I mean, they had so much time to work a 3. They were also gifted 2 opportunities to get an offensive or a defensive rebound on a missed free throw. And they just couldn't take advantage. So we have a 55-60 game. Miami is going to the Sweet 16. They will play the winner of the next game, which is Southern Mississippi and Weber State. So Weber State. Oops. All I had to do was hit left once. So this is game number 6. Boom, 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 boom. Live from D. Evans Center in Ogden, Utah. Ogden, Utah. I would not have guessed that Weber State was in Utah. I don't know what I would have guessed, but it would not have been Utah. I would have guessed like either they have a really nice logo on their midcourt. The tip is won by Weber State. I really like that midcourt logo. I would have guessed like south or like northeast. Like just some weird like kind of small school in like Maine or something. 2 quick passes inside. If you donated a bit for every time I said that, I'd have 13,000 bits. You can't do that, so don't worry about it. This is a good color scheme. Purple and the yellow against each other. This is the first time we've been to Weber State. I don't know if I've already said that. Oh boy. Shot is missed. So a very rare 1-0 lead here. As we have the double O University of Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. The alma mater of Green Bay quarterback Brett Favre. They played Alabama in the first tournament under some long and complex name that had to do with Super Bowl winning Packers quarterbacks. Because Bart Starr went to Alabama. I hope. Or that game was based on some bullshit that I made up in my head. I was like, yep, he went to Alabama. Cool. I just moved on with it. It's like that everyone thinks that Sinbad was in a movie called like Kazam or Shazam or something like that. Didn't happen. Never happened. Never was a thing. Somebody told me that, and I was like, my mind was blown and heart was broken. I don't know why. I don't care about Sinbad, but it's one of those things from your childhood. You're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a thing that existed. And I thought that existed for like 20 years. And then someone broke the news. No, you're thinking of the Shaquille O'Neal movie, Shazam, or whatever it was. Whatever the opposite of the one that I thought was a Sinbad movie is the Shaquille O'Neal movie. Deep 2, no good. A nice block inside. It's going to be a goaltend. So a messy series of events for the Wildcats to come up with just 2 points. They trail 4-3 as we get off of the subject of Sinbad. I do hope he's wearing something made of windbreaker, though. Oh, there's a defensive foul. Weber State's going to get an opportunity for a 3-point play. They'll also take a lead. A 2-point lead, that is. 2 minutes into this game. This is a good matchup. I like this matchup. I think we're stuck with kind of matchups down the rest of it. Nice move inside. That guy looked like he was like setting a screen or tore his hamstring or something. He was like, I got burned really badly and I don't want to go near the hoop. I'm scared. Mom, help. There's a 3 from Weber State. No good. Offensive rebound. Rattles around. And by rattles around, I mean bounced like twice. Bounced like twice. Two more quick passes inside, and the 0-0 jams at home. The Golden Eagles tie it up. I do appreciate that the USM is yellow, which complements the already purple and yellow aesthetic of the Wildcats very nicely. But here's the thing. If Weber State wins, they have to play Miami, which means we get a purple and orange Remy Tim matchup, which is just the worst color combination in the world. Jam at home. University of Southern Mississippi now up 4. We've been playing well on the interior there. Wildcats don't really have anybody down there. They finally move someone around. Trying to run for that 3-point play, but just can't get him a good look. He also overran the spot that he was supposed to hit. So 12-10 here. Up and in. Off the glass and good. Actually, he didn't even get that off the glass, it looked like. It would have looked better except for that Wildcat jumped into the frame of the camera. Which is kind of weird because he like fades out or like clips in and out. Oh, that's the best matchup. But that would imply that the camera is on the court. If it were real, it'd just be a shot of his white jersey. 3 for the Wildcats is no good. Defensive rebound. USM. Well, if you want that best matchup, you need Weber State to win. You need them to kind of pull their shit together here. Granted, only down 6, but giving it away definitely does not help. I had a wide open guy on the right side. He was still able to get it in through the contact, but a second earlier and that would have been slam-a-jam home. This quick inside pass. That'll be a defensive foul. Go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity. That Mascot head is goddamn huge. So a 6-point game as the free throw was missed. Blocked. Come up with a loose ball anyway. And it's taken away by Weber State. Shot is no good. 18-12. 6-point game. Passed inside, back outside, back inside. Trying to set him up. He was double teamed. Pulled the defender off, hoping for a little more space. Instead, the game is frozen. So that's exciting. Bum, bum. 20-12. We have an 8-point game here. University of Southern Mississippi taking the ball away. They'll flip it up and in, and it's a 10-point lead here in the later stages of the first half. Ooh, shot is up. No good. They will go to the line to shoot 2. Front end is good. So Weber State makes it a 9-point game, 22-13. They rattle home a second one to make it 20... I say 29? 22. I don't even... There's no 9 on the screen. 22-14 now. Oh, you know what I was thinking? It was a 9-point deficit. That's probably why that number came out of my mouth. Another defensive foul. Weber State will go to the line for 2 again. That is 5 team fouls on Southern Mississippi. Seems like there's been more teams in foul trouble in the first half lately. I don't know why. Iowa State started the trend and everyone was like, we want to be like the Cyclones, who I believe lost very badly. Or at least just lost. I believe that would have been the game against Memphis, if I remember correctly. We currently have a 6-point game. So let's go up here. Iowa State, yeah. Memphis beat them. Memphis and Cincinnati, that's going to be a good one. But that's for another day. They made the shot. Southern Mississippi did. So it was a 6-point game, now an 8-point game. My hand bumps the microphone, which I'm sure is great for the audio. I bumped the microphone twice in the last week in review. And I was like, I can't stop. I'm on a roll. Normally, if I hit it, I go, damn it, and I restart. I felt good. 3 for Southern Mississippi. Up and good, 27-16 now. So an 11-point lead. I had to double check that math in my head real quick. Ooh. Weber State's just been outplayed here. That's off the side of the backboard. Nothing doing there. Under 2 to go. Gonna have a little bit of a lopsided game here. I hope this game didn't give us our best matchups in, part 3 of this. Because it's part 6 now. That shot is up and good. So they'll put it back to, or put it down to 11. I all of a sudden got so self-conscious about my math. And my math is typically pretty good. But a 13-point game here. The crowd is dead silent. This is Weber State giving up a lot of points. That's a blocked. It'll stay, out of bounds, but it'll stay here. Bow, bow. That guy's trying to lay an egg over there. Just went and stood and held his knees. I really have to poop. Not me, that guy. Shot's no good, but the loose ball is still picked up by the University of Southern Mississippi Wildcat, or Golden Eagles. God, they have a lot of Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. Shot is good. So down to 11, 31-20. Under 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Golden Eagles can hold for the final shot. They won't. Instead, they'll jam it right down their throats. Four, 3, deep 3. Wow, instead he passed it. And that was very odd. Usually they are pretty consistent about shooting it that deep, but he passed it at the last second and actually benefited the Wildcats. They cut the lead down to 9, or 11, excuse me. They still can't get a defensive rebound. So it's been a couple of teams now that just can't get a defensive rebound. Ohio, Texas Tech, having a hard time getting defensive rebounds. Now you can add Weber State to that list as well. They're down 13. Nice shot there. Put back is good. So they'll trade twos, cut it to 11. Get a little defense going there. Nice defensive rebound. Good defensive possession there. That defender did a really good job of getting in the way. The offensive player for Weber State, 3 is good. As a burp comes out unintentionally. It's good. But now it's an 8-point game. So a good little run there. 5-0 run for Weber State. Nice 3-pointer. What I was saying was that the Southern Mississippi is going to retain the ball, but Southern Mississippi did a great job of recovering, and the offensive player for the Wildcats knew that guy was faster, so he pulled back, let everybody reset. They ran a nice set and got a 3. Nice open 3. Nice block there for the Wildcats. Remember, the lead was 13 at one point. That's going to be out of bounds. Okay, well, that doesn't help you, Weber State. Really doesn't. So 35-27. Oh my God. Oh my God, that almost went in. That is a defensive foul beyond the 3-point line, so it will be 3 shots from the line. That's it. That's Weber State's best run. They're like, we got it to 8. We're going to go take a nap. 10. 11. After the nice bounce there. Crowd's getting a little bit back into it. They needed a little bit more out of that run. There's a 3 for Weber State. It's good. They knock it back down to an 8-point lead. Now, if they could just not foul from way beyond the arc, too. Up and over the defender. No good. Just couldn't get quite enough on it. Yet again, kind of a one-on-one situation that's going to go up and going to drop. So another 3-point play opportunity. Weber State can cut this down to 5. Nice run here for the Weber State Wildcats. Bounces around, rolls off the rim, an offensive rebound, and that's a 4-point swing right there. 38-34. It was 11, then it was 8, now it's 4. Now it's still 4, but they have offensive possession. They have another player way out in front, and it's all the way down to 2. Wow. What a run for Weber State. Notice it, it's like we're down 11. They're plus 9, so I think they're on like an 11-2 run. 36-27 sounds, or 35-27 sounds pretty good. Oh, he slid out of bounds. He concussed himself on the scorer's table. Wasn't really worth it because he didn't get the basketball, but hey, he's showing his coach he really wants that ball. Oh, couldn't get the point to drop. He'll go to shoot 2 from the line. (39-36). Oh, a defensive rebound there. Missed free throw. Weber State. They need a 3 to tie. Obviously, 2 just makes it a 1-point game, which is totally fine. Can't get too close to that line. He ran over him. He's going to kick it out. The defense does a nice job collapsing. There's a shot. It's off the iron. No good. The flip is no good. Oh, they couldn't get it. It's going to be a defensive rebound by Southern Mississippi. That player just kind of ran out of bounds and flipped it back in. Can they? Weber State, can they keep it close? They are going to be gifted an opportunity with an out of bounds off the back of the backboard. Still a 3-point game. Looks like they're going to run for a 3-pointer. He overran the spot. Good defensive rotation by Southern Mississippi. They'll throw it inside. They have an opportunity there to cut it down to 1. They successfully get it. That was over a couple of defenders. Or at least a couple people in the way. Oh, jam home from the Southern Mississippi. Yeah, I guess there were 2 players. The stream is further behind than I was anticipating. So this is good for the Weber State Wildcats. They're just kind of trading twos. They're keeping up with Southern Mississippi, who's been in charge for a large portion of this game. They've had as much as a 13-point lead. Weber State's at least made it close. Hopefully they can keep it close for the next 5:20. We've seen a couple of teams get close, but then just kind of fall apart down the stretch. We've seen some teams keep it close in the first half and then fall apart just in the entire second half. We saw that in the first game. We saw that a little bit in the second game as well. There are all kinds of shots that are just not going down for the Wildcats, and they will still maintain a 3-point deficit. That was a lot. A lot happened right there, and none of it was good for the Wildcats. Well, I guess offensive rebounds are good for the Wildcats. Kick it over to the Eagles. That's a deep 3. It's short. Nice defensive rebound, so it maintains a 1-possession deficit here. I guess I could just say stays a 3-point game. That's a deep 3 for Weber State. No good, but a defensive rebound. Looked like it might go to the offense, but the Eagles did come down with it. They were looking maybe for a deep 3 there. Couldn't get it. Looking towards 4 minutes. Weber State just needs to keep it close. They can't let this balloon. They've done a good job at, maintaining a close deficit. Oh, no good. Southern Mississippi has gone ice cold from the field. Fortunately for them, so has Weber State. They've gotten hot enough to get back. Excuse me. They've gotten hot enough to get back in the game. Jesus, soul-crushing block. That one's short, and they just can't. They had 3 shots at that and just couldn't get it to go. They've played well. Mississippi State has. They've played well on the defensive side of the ball. They just can't hit anything. Neither team can hit anything. So it's been a 3-point game here for several possessions. Run a guy out for a 3. That's a deep 3. Oh, couldn't get it. Defensive rebound, Southern Mississippi. If one team could make just a couple shots, this might be a completely different game. It's a 3 for Southern Mississippi. I know that sounds like kind of a dumb sentence, but the Wildcats could be in the lead, or the Golden Eagles could make the Wildcats comeback look kind of meh. Could end it right there, but instead they finally get a 3, Weber State does, and they look like they're going to steal the ball away. Almost got to the backcourt. I'm not exactly sure how that works because there have been a couple that have been called weird, but it is a tie game. 43-43. Weber State's brought it all the way back. They've had some help from the Golden Eagles in the fact that the Golden Eagles have just been ice cold and given them enough opportunities to finally get a straightaway open 3. And with 3-2 on the shot clock, they'll bury a jump shot. Make it a 45-43 game. 2 minutes or so remaining here. Just a little over 2. This is where Weber State have to maintain their momentum. A missed shot isn't the biggest deal in the world, but it could spiral out of control. We've seen that happen. Wow, they got it all the way down to 2, or they tied it, and then all of a sudden I look away and I look up and it's like, oh, it's a 7-point lead all of a sudden. Well, good. A lot of effort to still get your ass kicked at the end of the day. Shot drops. So the second one is good. It's a 3-point game. There you go. There's how you get tied. You get fouled on a 2-point shot. Oh, but you can't make... Oh, there you go. Oh, my gosh. I don't know why, but all of a sudden, defensive rebounds on missed free throws have become a huge issue. Defensive foul, Southern Mississippi ball, a little reach in there. But Weber State has the lead, 47-46, with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. Golden Eagles respond quickly. Weber State will take a timeout. See what they have drawn up here. But a huge 4-point swing there on that last offensive possession for the Wildcats. For them to, excuse me, for them to go down and make a shot, get fouled, miss that shot, get the rebound, miss that free throw, get the rebound, and then put it back up and make it good. Gives them the opportunity to have the advantage. They respond, though, to Southern Mississippi's 2 with a 2 of their own. So the lead flips back, 49-48. And it's stolen away. There's no reason for the Golden Eagles to foul here. There's about a 23-second shot clock to game clock difference. So all kinds of time. Weber State probably don't want to shoot it that quickly, but it's not that bad considering that they did make the shot. That was something I referenced with the Miami game. It was a dumb play because they missed it, but it wasn't the worst play because they made it. That sort of thing. That comes into play here. Still about a 10-second difference between the shot and the game clock. Quick passes inside. It'll be out of bounds. Oh, the Golden Eagles, they don't have to foul, but they probably should. Because there's only... Yeah, you have to foul. What are you doing? There's 2 seconds. There's a 2-second difference. There you go. Start to see some intentional fouls here. The Golden Eagles have what they want. They only have a 3-point deficit. If they can get 1 missed free throw or a stolen inbound pass. They have 2 shots at it here. There's chance number 1, no stolen inbound pass. Here's our final shot at a stolen inbound pass. They won't get it. So that'll be team foul number 7. Weber State will go to the line for 2. They'll sink the first, up 4, 52-48. This is a pretty big chokerino from the Golden Eagles here. They were up for a lot of this game. If they can hit a 3 here, they have to hit the 3. They do. Oh, getting good. 53-51, 15.7 remaining. Remember, there are 2 more opportunities for Weber State to miss the first free throw. They don't do it this time. Now, you can still miss the second one, obviously. They don't do that either. So, 4-point game now. See what the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles can draw up this time down the court. 4-point game. They'll throw it deep. And they will Texas Tech it, and they'll throw away their opportunity. They'll get an intentional foul. Okay. So, Weber State has to make this shot. That's good. They have not had the end-of-game free throw troubles that some other teams have had. In fact, I think they've made all of them since they went to the line. And Southern Mississippi, because of that really stupid pass, is... they're in a terrible position. She's the wheeze. All right, well, the last 2 games have featured 2 teams literally throwing it away. Texas Tech and, oh my God. Texas Tech and Southern Mississippi both made just bonehead plays down the stretch. And they're both going home because of it. So 57-51, Weber State. They are on to the Sweet 16 to face the Miami Hurricanes in the Remy Tim matchup. We have 2 more games for you, including Minnesota at Maryland. Now, if you go to the site below me and you look at the bracket, and you'll be like, wow, Sean, why does it say Minnesota and Missouri? And you're going to play Minnesota and Maryland. Well, if you notice, the score was 64-46. It was complete annihilation by the Maryland Terrapins. I was moving too quickly and accidentally put through the incorrect team. Now, that's the first time I've ever done that, but everyone who picked Maryland or Missouri, either one of those teams, whatever winner they picked Arizona or Minnesota to win this game and move on anyway. So it didn't actually affect the brackets. The points might be, they're off by 1, but thankfully, like, it wasn't like, oh, I accidentally put through, I didn't put through, who played NC State or something, because somebody has Florida as their tournament winner. So this is the correct matchup. It's just goofed up on the thing. EA Sports. So we have Minnesota and Maryland. This is a good matchup. Golden Gophers, Terrapins. We're going to Maryland. College Park, Maryland. All-American, 10-minute halves. Here we go. I can't believe it. Like, the last 2 games have been so weird. Texas Tech and Southern Mississippi just throwing the game away. Just rushing throws that are so deep down the court. It's like, this is not going to go well. We're at Comcast Court, apparently. Minnesota looking for an early 3, perhaps. So they'll just take a mid-range 2. Or maybe a deep 2. Doesn't really matter because it was missed. Minnesota will get a nice block on the inside. So a 0-0 game. The court for Maryland says ACC, but they now play in the Big Ten. So this is a current Big Ten matchup. Maryland, for the first time since they joined the conference, had won a share at least of the conference title. So 2-0 here. Maryland with a quick score. They're going to foul Minnesota. Minnesota will go to the line to shoot 2. Ouch. I did fix the this bracket. Damn it. I did fix this thing so it at least is accurate on the screen. Shout out to Microsoft Paint. Can do some really incredible stuff, like the 2 things that are above me. You can take a screenshot of your computer and then you can crop it, move it around, get what you need to get done. Microsoft Paint, use it, everybody. All right, 4-2. Minnesota finally gets on the board. About a minute and 20 seconds into the game. Quick pass inside for the Maryland Terrapins, and they extend their lead to 4. There's a nice pass inside for Minnesota. Caught him in the air. He'll get fouled on the way up to the basket, and he'll go to the line for a 3-point play. That's right. Not the other one that I would use, but it's a basketball company, and they don't sponsor this stream, so they don't get free advertising. Ooh, the Terrapins turn it over. Oh, but the backcourt violation gets the Gophers. We haven't seen a ton of that in this tournament, but it is a pretty consistent thing. They just take like a half step back, or the ball is in a weird spot. So technically they're over and back. But 6-5. Working it around. A lot of players out near the perimeter. We're getting deep into the shot clock. 5 seconds remaining, but they still get the shot up and good. So Minnesota takes its first lead of the game, 7-6. About 2.5 minutes into the game. So Maryland got off to a fast start. Minnesota's been on a roll here for the last couple of minutes. That player kind of... Oh, that was off the bottom of the backboard. Kind of surprised it wasn't called out of bounds, but... Went to the Terrapins anyway, so not that big of a deal. Weird, one of those weird behind the back passes. It just kind of happens. It's really bizarre and odd. And they like throw it with such ferocity. Oh, he's right on the baseline. Bandit steals a possession and gives it to the Maryland Terrapins. There have been so many more turnovers on that baseline than there have been in the previous two tournaments. We see a lot of them on the right side or the left side. Nice defense by the Terrapins. Couldn't get the loose ball though. Affected the shot enough to at least give his team an opportunity to get there, but nobody was there. Instead, we have a sex number game, 6-9, with 6:19 remaining. 3 is up and good, so Maryland knots it all up at 9. Oh, nice block by the Maryland Terrapins there. Loose ball does go to Minnesota. He battles through 2 defenders even though he had a wide open 3-point shot available to him. Miss it off the front iron. 9-9. Minnesota looking to regain their lead. Oh, they can't do it. They missed both free throws. Working it around the outside. Maryland has a lot of players on that left side. Now they all shift over to the right. A lot of people on this side of the court. Trying to work a couple people into the interior. Back out to 3. Inside shot is up and good. Oh, couldn't get it to go down. But the shot is up and good. So Minnesota and Maryland tied at 11. There's a 3 for Maryland. It's good. 14-11 now. Maryland regains their lead. Winner of this gets to face either Arizona State or Ohio State. Pass back outside. A lot of players on that left portion of the court. Goes for a 3, no good. He'll drive inside. He'll dump it for 3. Or dump it outside, I should say. They're going to take a deep 3, and they are feeling it from deep. That was a couple feet behind the line, just to be sure. 17-11. Can you get a 5-second violation here, Minnesota? You got to move. They do. Working it around the outside. Trying to drive. Blocked. Loose ball picked up by Maryland. So turnover there. 6-0 run by Maryland. They're going to go for 3 yet again, and they are feeling it. That is 9 points in a row for the Terrapins. All of a sudden, this game is not as close as it was. Minnesota's really falling apart here. That was a dangerous pass back across the court. A lot of players in the way. Now they work it around the outside. Back in. Back outside. You're going to have to get a 3 up. No good. It's off the right iron. And Maryland recovers the rebound. So you have a 3-on-1 opportunity here. The spin move doesn't really work. It's going to end up being a fast break the other way instead. But instead of a fast break, it's a get the fuck out of here. Because that ball was destroyed on its way out. On its way up to the basket. So Golden Gophers work it inside. Another block. Not quite as hard a block. But still soul crushing. Bounce pass to the outside. Minnesota just doesn't really have a whole lot going on right now offensively. They can't get anything going inside. Just made it difficult for them. 2 is up and off the rim, no good. They have another offensive rebound. They finally get something in there. But that was a hard fought 2 points to cut the lead down to 7. Multiple opportunities, though. That's good for the Gophers. They were blocked several times. Maryland maybe threw that in a little earlier than they anticipated. No, that was going to be a 3. It's a foul instead. Maryland will take 3 shots from the line. They'll miss the first, though. The second one does get the home roll. The third is true. So 2 for 3 from the line. And 22-13 game. 2.5 to go here, first half. Minnesota almost looked like they were trying to go for a 3-point play, but the defense was right on top of it. Couldn't get a good look at it. Nice bounce pass over there. Floating over, and they're playing monkey in the middle with their own teammate. The guy's like, I'm right here. And instead they dribble it out of bounds. Oh, nice defensive play. Goes out of bounds. Maryland. So Minnesota will take the ball back. They're down 9. Some pump fakes in there. Couldn't get him to go up. Working it around. 3-point land. Still working it around. Oh, stolen away. Under a minute and a half to go here. Maryland really used that little 9-point splurge they had there to take control of this game. Minnesota hasn't really had many answers for it. Now it's an 11-point game, and you can't step out of bounds. Goldie the Gopher. Two is up and no good. Whipping it down the court is the Maryland Terrapin, or the Minnesota Golden Gophers, excuse me. It's going to be a defensive foul. Thought that might just go out of bounds, but they do call a foul on it. Two free throws are good, so it's back down to 9. 24-15. Minnesota's going to work with a trap defense here, see if they can get an errant pass. Couldn't get it that time down the court. We'll see if they stick with that in the second half. That might work to their benefit. They only need, 2 turnovers. There's a turnover right there. Not exactly where you thought it would have been, but still as effective. Doesn't matter where you get it on the court, as long as you get the ball back. For an offensive opportunity. Offensive rebound. Can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound. They do get it to go. So they've cut it down to 7. 24-17. 21 seconds to go. Maryland doesn't really have much of a reason to shoot the ball before 3 seconds are left on that clock, but they don't care. 9-point game and another one of those stupid errant passes for no reason. And a 3 for Maryland that Minnesota, I'm sure, is very happy to see miss. They're going to go for it again. Oh, they still couldn't get it to go. So 2 opportunities for 3s late for the Maryland Terrapins. They'll take a 9-point lead into halftime. 26-17. Defensive foul. Maryland will just take it from the boundary. Minnesota steals it away, though. All right, so here you go. Minnesota is your best opportunity. Right out of halftime. See if you can make a little run here. You're not as in bad a shape as Weber State was, but because aside from that one 9-point stretch, Minnesota, has been step for step with Maryland. It's really weird. They've been trading 2s. But it does feel like those 3 threes that Maryland had in a row were just like too much for Minnesota to handle. That's a deep 2, no good. Defensive rebound, Maryland. Maybe they'll take advantage of this opportunity and really pull this game into almost certain doom for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Another 3 for Maryland goes down. It's now a 14-point game, 31-17. Oh, stripped away by Maryland on the interior. They're going to get out to a 3-0 fast break. That is as easy as you can get. And 16 points now separate our 2 teams. Let's start with the letter M. The Gophers and the Terrapins. Gophers finally get some points down. Now it's 14 points. There's a defensive rebound. Minnesota cut this down to 12 here, 11 if they're risky. They want to take a 3. I don't feel like they have taken very many 3s. Not really much of a reason to start now. We saw it with, oh, they got it to drop too. Got that shot to go. So 33-21, now 33-22. So they do cut it down to 11. We have seen teams be effective with just kind of chipping away, working majorly inside. They obviously have enough time to do it. Maryland's going to gift them an opportunity, though, an extra opportunity by throwing that ball errantly out of bounds. Quick passes inside, very helpful. Now it's a 9-point game. So there's a 5-0 run for the Golden Gophers. We get a single-digit deficit. Maryland 3 is no good. They've been not only willing to shoot it from the outside, but they've been effective at it. That was a no good shot. I don't know where I was really going with that sentence. That wasn't really what the Gophers were looking for, both offensively and defensively, as Maryland turns the ball over again. Minnesota getting in good defensive position, but it doesn't matter because he's going to just jam it down. And what was a 9-point lead is all of a sudden 13 with 6:37 remaining. Block on the inside gives Maryland an opportunity. They had an opportunity to run it out. They didn't, though. And that 3 makes it 16 now. Maryland in firm control. They've really they've lived by the 3 in this game. Minnesota's going to need to get on that same page if they want to even make a realistic attempt at it. Shot is up, no good. So Maryland's making, Minnesota can't. This lead keeps extending. It was 9, now it's 16, so a little 9-0 run now is 18 is the difference. Minnesota having a real rough game, 24 total points. That's not good. .24 points is about what most teams have at halftime. There's a good shot. Knock it down to 16. Maryland can get, if they can cut this lead in half in the next 3 minutes or so, 2 minutes and change, they might be able to put themselves in a position. I just don't see it happening. My back. Oh, my back. That's a deep 2. So that'll again knock it down to 16. 44-28. Under 5 to play. In Sweet 16 ticket number 7 about to be, or looking to be punched here. Maryland has had a firm grasp on this game. It was 11-11. Maryland hit 3 threes on back-to-back-to-back possessions where Minnesota was not able to get any points. Blew it up to a 20-11 lead, and Minnesota, they were able to kind of keep it close. But Maryland is taking control in this second half, and they are now up 16 after Minnesota just stepped out of bounds. He just backed up and just walked out of bounds. They will get an opportunity here, though. Nice steal. So the turnover on the boundary isn't as big of a deal. They did waste some time, though. I'd say you get this down to 8 by 2 minutes. Maybe you can get something cooking. But Maryland hasn't really shown any signs of slowing down. Shockingly, that wasn't even in contention for a 5-second violation. A couple of defenders on the inside for Maryland. Or Minnesota, excuse me. They'll foul. Maryland will go to the line to shoot 2. First free throw is good. 45-30. Second free throw is good. 46-30. Minnesota working deep 2. No good. It's not really what you're looking for if you're the Golden Gophers. In that situation, I would guess you would either want a layup or a dunk or like a mid-range 2, or just pop a 3 and see if you can get something to go down. But Maryland's looked good from beyond the arc. They've also looked incredibly good inside the paint, both offensively and defensively. Another errant pass will turn the ball over. This will go back to Maryland. Nice little pass inside. Back across the court. Can't quite get it to go. Minnesota just not taking advantage, and they're making mistakes of their own. That is really making this difficult. 47-30. I don't think we'll really see this getting much closer. $18 points is a lot to overcome in 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I don't know if this team really has the offensive firepower for it. You get a nice inside shot there. I mean, you're going to need Maryland to make a number of mistakes in a row and be able to capitalize on them, and Minnesota has not shown that they can do that. Shot is up and no good. So 16-point game. They can somehow get 8 points in the next 20 seconds, they'll be all right. Just a nice little layup, no good. Offensive rebound is good, though. All right, so 2 down. 8 to go. Or 6 to go, I guess. Oh, we're out of time. Maryland responds with a 2 of their own. Minnesota can't get anything going defensively. We might see a pretty quick finish to this game. Minnesota doesn't get close here in the next 45 seconds or so. They probably won't worry about fouling. You get a guy wide open for 3. Elected not to use it. Instead, you pass it to a guy who's defended. Going back around. Going back around. Going back around the back around. Shot is off the iron. No good. 50-34 here. 121. Maryland will probably just run this clock out. Nope, they're going to take a fuck you 3. There was no reason for them to take that shot. No reason at all. 14-point game. Not over, but it's over. Minnesota couldn't get the loose ball. I'll just let this clock run out. No reason to really force the issue there. Way out of their depth here. Tentatively type in the score. Maryland Three is no good. Almost got a... something? I don't know. There's a shot, so just the score. 38. 50-38. The winner is Maryland. It'll say Missouri, but we have the correct team advancing. It was not Minnesota. That's what it means. So they'll move on. That should kind of not alleviate the problem, but should be alright. Just double check it real quick. This person had Arizona. This person had Minnesota. This person had Arizona. This person had Minnesota. And that person had Arizona. Perfect. Could not have picked a better spot to goof up. Now I gotta get rid of all these tabs I opened. I have... Good job, Sean. I have 2 tabs open for Twitter. Fantastic. Fantastic. Alright. So here we go. This is it. We are winding up for the final matchup. Everybody either picked Minnesota or Arizona to make it to the next round, and neither were there. I guess no one likes Maryland or Missouri. But maybe they'll pick differently next time, because Maryland pretty dominant there. They used that 1-9-0 run, and they were off to the races. Wasn't really competitive after that. Arizona State. The Sun Devils taking on the Buckeyes of Ohio State. And this is the final game of the round of 32. Alright. We're going to Columbus, Ohio to play on the hardest difficulty. Well, the computer's playing on the hardest difficulty. So what is it? Value City? Value City. Welcome to the Circus of Values. Get it? Like from BioShock. What an overrated series. Fight me. It's not that good. Boom! Oh my gosh, I'm full of controversial tweets today. Pizza Pringles suck. BioShock, not great. Oh my god. Look at him. Look at him. BioShock and Mass Effect were 2 games that I have started multiple times and never gotten very far into. It's fucking boring. Alright. What's not boring is watching Sun Devils and the Buckeyes play basketball. We are in Ohio. I'll put it down. Was it Columbus, Ohio? Too late. Doesn't matter. Value City Arena. Welcome in. Ohio State has the lead here. Arizona State, current defending champion, had a win against... as they miss a shot. They took out Oregon. Ohio State beat Stanford. Ohio State and Stanford always round out the first round matchups. Just like Washington and Washington State always tip off the whole tournament itself. Arizona State with a nice takeaway there. Puts it back. Out of 3. A lot of players over in that area. Opportunity with a loose ball. Arizona State finally gets a shot up, but it's off the iron, no good, so short. That's a 2, it rattles around and is good. Ohio State off to a fast start. Arizona State a little behind. Haven't looked particularly sharp on the offensive end. They're getting close to that baseline. They're going to get fouled. They'll have their first opportunity for points from the stripe. Ooh, he missed it. Just didn't look good. Second shot, that one also did not look good. No one got the rebound, excuse me. And they'll go right back to the line. So 2 quick fouls for Ohio State there. That is the most bizarre, glitch we've seen in this game. And it happens surprisingly frequently. A missed free throw where everyone just goes, I don't want it. I don't want this. I don't want this ball. I don't have any interest in this sport or game. So 4-2. Shot is no good. Contact does draw a foul, though. Ohio State showing Arizona State how to make some free throws. Though, to be fair, Arizona State made 2 free throws on their second try, so they're 2 for 4 from the line. Their only points have come from the line. Ohio State working with a 4-point lead here. We'll work with a little bit of a full court defense, kind of. It's like a 3/4 court. They let him get a couple steps before they break his heart by stealing the ball just like that. A guy on the right draws more contact. We've got 4 total team fouls already. And number 12 is probably going to get pulled here when the possession changes. I imagine Arizona State will either take a timeout or just sub him in. They'll just sub him in. So there goes number 12. We'll see ya. Picked up 2 very quick fouls in the first 2:10 of this game or so. Yet again, they get blocked up in the corner. He'll take it all the way, and another defensive foul. That is 3 defensive fouls in very short order. And is allowing Ohio State to build this lead all the way up to 10. Or 8. Damn it. Their score is 10. So 10-2 here. Ohio State using some good defense to create some turnovers that are leading to fouls. They're making their free throws. They're stealing the ball yet again. And our defending champs are in trouble because that is another foul. That is 4 team fouls. They really liked what Iowa State did in their game earlier in the tournament. I believe it was yesterday. I want to be like Iowa State. And yet again, the Sun Devils actually have to make a substitution again. They've had to make 2 substitutions in the last about 30 seconds because of foul trouble. Arizona State finally scores some points from the floor. It's an 8-point game. Ohio State working their way up the court. Kind of like half-ass defense there. It's a deep 2. Nothing going. Working it around. Nobody past the foul line. That's a deep 2. Does give them an easy opportunity for an offensive rebound, but they can't get it to go. So through 3 minutes and 10 seconds, we've seen a lot of fouls from the Arizona State Sun Devils. Ohio State picked up a couple quick ones themselves, but Arizona State only made half the free throws, so kind of just let that one go. 14-6. So an 8-point game here. Sparky's going to need to start catching some fire here. Thankfully, no one's been fouled in the last minute of game time. There's a deep 2 for Ohio State, and they make it. So they push it back to a 10-point lead. Who moves on? Who gets to go play Maryland in the final game of the Sweet 16? Right now, looking like Ohio State through the first 4 minutes. Arizona State's finally settled down a little bit. They did miss that last shot, but not putting Ohio State on the line every 10 seconds is definitely going to help with that. Also, not turning the ball over, which Ohio State hasn't really done because they haven't had, Arizona State hasn't had to inbound the ball. Back outside. Inside. Shot is up, no good. Off the front rim. Instead, he'll baseball pass it all the way up the court. Couldn't quite get it. Defense affected the shot just a little bit. Ooh, blocked inside by Ohio State. A little bit of a sloppy play here. Arizona State can't really get anything. He looks like he's setting a screen for some reason. He's on defense. I don't know if he knows that. Seems confused. That's a deep three for Arizona or Ohio State. I could just say State and it would be fine. Oh, State makes it 2. State dribbles it up the court. Arizona State needs a little bit of help here. They need something to go down. They're already down 14 through the first 5.5 minutes of game time. Our defending champs are in trouble. If they get eliminated, we are guaranteed a brand new champion. Duke went down yesterday. There's a 3 for Arizona State. It's no good. Defensive rebound goes to Ohio State. They'll push the floor. They don't really have the numbers. They can work it on the left side. Pulls it back out for a 3. Slides it in. Bounce pass. Nice. Arizona State's going to take a timeout. Down 18, or 16. 22-6. They have scored 6 points. They are on pace. Or they might be on pace to score fewer points than Weber State scored in their first game against Clemson, where they scored a mere 19 points. Weber State, though, they are on to the Sweet 16 this time around. I don't know how they did last time. Though they have at least evened up their record at 2-2 in the tournament. I didn't catch how many team fouls that was. It's 5 or 6 at this point. Absolute silence from the crowd to allow them to shoot. No, that was inconclusive. Turns out it's hard to read white text on yellow when it's smaller than, everything else. It's really straining my eyes. Yeah. That's a block by Arizona State. That's nice defensive play. It's 23-8. It's like a bad football score. Jammed home, 23-10 now. Ooh, here Ohio State can't get it. They'll tip it in. Can't get the home roll to go. Off the backboard, no good. And it is in. What? My brain broke. It's been a long stream. Long overall stream. Long but good. Nice jam inside. Arizona State. They heard me say Weber State, and I'm like, we don't want to be them. It boggles my mind that they somehow only scored 19 points. And they only lost by like 30. Which sounds like a lot, but if you only scored 20 points, or 19 points, you feel like the other team has like 97. Pass inside is up and good. So remember the number 16 as we continue down the path of this game. So now it's 11. Arizona State trying to make a little bit of a comeback, put a dent in that lead. Ohio State not going to give it up easily, obviously. They would like to go and be a brand new champion. They'd like to take out the defending Mascot Madness champion, the Arizona State Sun Devils. Was 13, now 11. Was 13, now 11 again. I feel like that's going to be Arizona State's kind of we just have to match them for a little bit. Maybe we catch a little break here and there. Chip that lead away. That's a break that you should have caught. Can't get the defensive rebound. As we approach 1 minute to go. You'd love to see it if you're an Arizona State fan or you want them to win, you're pulling for them. Probably want to see this cut down to single digits, maybe 8 by the end of half. 1 for 2 on the free throws is not helping the situation. 29-17. Good defensive possession here for Arizona State. Could do a lot of good for them going down the stretch here. Out of bounds. That'll definitely help. The baseline bandit steals another possession and gives this one to Arizona State. I couldn't even get the sentence out before Arizona State threw the ball to the wrong team. I don't know if you know, but they have Buckeyes for heads. You are Devils. Stolen away from the Arizona State Sun Devils, and Ohio State will work some clock here. There is a little bit of a difference between the shot and the game clock, so Arizona State will get at least a crack at it, about 4 seconds, 5 seconds maybe. Throwing it across court. Back outside for 3. 10. 5. And we get stripped away. Arizona State, if they push. There's, oh my God, what a way to finish the half. He just kind of flipped that up and it went in. There's your single-digit lead, 9 points with 3.4 remaining. Ohio State will see if they go deep. They will. It'll be caught, shot, no good. So a pretty good finish to the half. Arizona State at 1 point down, 22-6. They give the ball away. 16-point deficit has been scrubbed down to 9. And timeout really helped the Sun Devils. They now are not obviously on pace to be the worst team ever. 20 is bigger than 19. That's a 3 from Arizona State. It's no good. Offensive rebound is good. The defensive foul will put them on the line. And the fouls actually stopped becoming a problem for Arizona State as well, which I think is a large reason why they got back in this game, is they weren't sending Ohio State to the line every 30 seconds or so to really balloon that lead. They went to the line in very quick succession, and all of a sudden the game really felt like it was out of hand, but somehow isn't, with 9:16 in the first half, or in the second half remaining. Arizona State could have one of the bigger comebacks. I don't know exactly what the biggest comeback is. I think it's 16. I believe we saw that in this tournament. I believe we saw it from Ohio. We saw 15, almost 15 from Northwestern. They just couldn't get that final point they needed to tie it, or the final 2 to somehow notch a miraculous win into the round of 32. Instead, Arizona State turns the ball over. You wonder if we got their best run, because they're not taking advantage of Ohio State's mistakes, and they're making too many mistakes on their own to be able to chip into this lead. Got a guy wide open for 3 if you want him. He didn't. We'll go inside. Cut it back down to 9. Working between 11 points and 9 points. Shot outside deep. 3 for been a lot of state teams today. Mississippi State, East Tennessee State, Arizona State, Iowa. The Cyclones? No. Oh, Texas Tech was the one I was trying to read. 4 teams with state in their name, though. So 33-24. Working it inside. Nice jam by Ohio State to push the lead back up to 11. (35-24). The shot is missed, so Ohio State will get the ball back. And it looks like 9 is going to be as close as it gets. Obviously, they have plenty of time, but oh, there's a steal. There you go. You can throw it up to the left if you want. I'll get a nice jam to cut it back down to 9. 36-25. 35-26. Damn it. Going to read me. I have 4 eyes and I still can't see the score. But I'm cha. Ohio State working a couple guys in the corner there. A lot of trying to spread this defense out. Nobody really down in the key. Looks like it's going to be stripped away. Arizona State's going to come up with a steal. It's going to have a one-on-one opportunity here. It's going to get blocked. So it'll be out of bounds. Arizona State will get a reset, but that's not a great fast break. That, however, was a tremendous fast break defense by Ohio State. Not only getting a block, but forcing Arizona State to have to work 5-on-5. Arizona State dangerously close to that sideline on the right side of the court. They'll work it around. Not looking for a three here. Under 10 to go. There's a nice little 2. And we have a football score. 35-28. I looked at it and just read it wrong. Defensive foul. So a little reach in there. That's the first team foul. Oh, they tipped it away. Ohio State touched it right on that boundary. So 35-28 here. Ohio State still leading. Arizona State actually starting to make it a pretty valiant comeback attempt. I think that's exactly where they wanted that ball to go. He'll step out of bounds, though. So Arizona State's turnover doesn't really hurt them that much. It's blocked by Ohio State, though he was probably going out of bounds. That is okay. 2-point shot, no good. Ohio State comes screaming down the lane. That's going to be flipped up and good. That's number 14's second personal foul. He might get pulled. I don't see why you would need to. There's 5:11 left in the second half. Extra shot is good. They'll leave him in. 2 fouls with this amount of time left isn't too much of a concern. If he does pick up number 3 here pretty quickly, we might see him get subbed out. Who is that on the court? I have no idea because they all look exactly like the mascot they are supposed to be. Nice 3 by Arizona State, and we'll cut that lead back down to 7. Arizona State tried a little bit of a full court defense, but it didn't work very well. Instead, it just allowed the Ohio State Buckeyes to make a really easy layup. Defense was not in position at all. There they go. We'll go inside. We'll floater there. I'll have to lead back down to 7. Just trading 2s, keeping pace. Ohio State looks like they're going to need most of that 16-point lead they built to hold off a furious comeback from the Sun Devils. Match to 2 with a 2. Push it back to 9. He is way off the court celebrating. Ohio State with a nice block. They'll pick up the loose ball. They'll run up the court. 3:45 remaining. Arizona State isn't in the worst position right now. The 3 might make it a bad position. Okay, it's in that bad position now. They weren't in a great position. They weren't in a terrible position. They needed a lot of help, right? That 3 makes things a lot more difficult. Because it goes back to, like, can you get a couple inbound steals? Can you get the 3 1-in-1 opportunities? Can you get a miss on the front end and a 3 of your own? It's asking a lot. There's a nice steal by Arizona State. But if... oh, that's out of bounds. You can't do that. But if Maryland can just make 3 threes, and that's the difference, maybe Arizona State can do it too. So it is a 10-point game now. Arizona State threw it off the back of the backboard. Nice block by the Sun Devils. Nice steal by the Sun Devils. See if they can fare better this time down the court. Okay, they can, I guess. Anything's better than 0. First shot is good. So 45-36. 45-37 now. So we have an 8-point game with 2:44 remaining. I don't exactly know what the ideal number of points to be down inside 2 minutes is. I mean, ideally you're winning, but he just ran out of bounds. And that might be it. They got as close as what, 9? 7? Got as close as 7? Just bonehead plays like that are killing teams in these last 3 games. Or 3 of these last 4 games, I should say. That's a missed 3. Not a bad look at it. See if they... Well, it's a 13-point game. Let's see if Arizona State really even bothers to try fouling. That's a deep 3. That's the shot they made? That one? Okay, game. So 10-point deficit. Ohio State might give it back with a 5-second violation. They will. You just got caught up in midcourt and lost transition or lost focus or whatever, but see what Arizona State has dialed up. A turnover, apparently, is what they have dialed up. A giveaway. Ohio State won't even worry about scoring any points. They absolutely could have. Probably should have. But I guess the fewer possessions or opportunities you give Arizona State, the better. Arizona State will get a timeout. That might not have been a great timeout call, because that might have been a very easy 2. It looked like he was one of the front runners to get down the court as quickly as possible. An offensive rebound is flipped up and good. So 8 points. We'll have to see them start fouling immediately. That's another foul. That's a 3rd personal foul on that player. Number 13 will come out for number 20. There's team foul number 7. All right. Ohio State, you make free throws, you're going on to the round of the Sweet 16. It's as simple as that. 10-point lead. We'll take a timeout. All right. Oh. Stolen away. I'll probably be able to ice this game. That rattled around a lot. Hey, 1 for 2 on the free throws. It's not great. It's good for Arizona State. It's an 11-point game now. How much more do they try? They might be going deep. Okay. I thought they were going to go. I'll go back across the court. That guy in the middle, that guy apparently has magnets for hands. And Arizona State will call off the Devils. And we will see a brand new champion in Mascot Madness. Arizona State down by 11. 10 seconds on the shot clock to go here. Couldn't get a hold of loose ball. I'll do a little alley-oop shot there. So now I have to adjust my score that I've typed. Arizona State turned the ball over yet again, and with under 10 seconds to go, 55-42 will likely be your final. They will dribble it out in Ohio State. Ohio State is off to the Sweet 16. Put that on through. So Ohio State will meet Maryland. And we will see that all happen. Let's see. Michigan State and Louisville is the first matchup that'll happen on in the Sweet 16. Get you caught up on the brackets. and then we'll get out of here. Cause it's been a long stream. Mascot game. What did I say? Michigan State. LM. There is your matchup. The Christmas matchup to get everything started. We also have Pittsburgh taking on Iowa. Memphis taking on Cincinnati. That one I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a good looking game. The Bearcats and the Tony the Tigers. Connecticut at UCLA. Kentucky and Florida. Alabama, Georgetown. Miami, Weber State. And then Maryland and Ohio State will cap it off. So there you go. That Sweet 16 is all set. And we will be ready to go. The Sweet 16 will actually be Friday, March 27th. Taking a little bit of a break from this for a little over a week. These will still, but the videos will still upload on Saturday and Sunday of each on each Saturday or Sunday of March. But this one's going to go up before the next one is recorded. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you're curious, you can come watch this Friday, March 27th. That'll be at about 6 p.m. Probably closer to 6:30, I would imagine. But we'll do that, and then yeah, we'll finish everything up on Saturday, March 28th, and that'll be another split stream playing the new Doom game. So a lot to look forward to. It's going to get a lot quicker. The round of 32 obviously takes 2 streams. The round of 64 takes 4 streams. The last part of it will take 2 streams. We'll do Sweet 16 all at once because it's only 8 games. And then we'll do the Final 4, the Elite 8, which is 4 games. The Final 4, which is 2 games. Third place game, and we'll cap it off with crowning a champion to make it an even 64 games of March Mascot Madness 2, which I realize I don't put in the title of the Twitch video. I'm a lot better about putting it in the title of the YouTube video several hours after it's been uploaded. Whoops. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, Friday, March 27th, 6 o'clock. That's when you can catch the next part of it. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you have a great night. We'll see you later, YouTube. We'll see you on a different day for something else.